call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
It's never too late to start protecting your company's data from cyber attacks. Your customers put their trust in you to keep their information safe from online threats. Don't let them down. Partner with Hamilton Business Technologies to get real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and experts who monitor it all for you. We care about the success of your business and the communities you serve. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Connect with us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Tune in every Saturday from 12 to 2 p.m. for The Law of Lift with Dr. Lawrence Chatters. Sit back and enjoy listening to Dr. Chatters discuss real stories involving struggle, inspiration, and real-life experiences with special guests and insights. Remember, the higher the pressure, the greater the lift. It's The Law of Lift with Dr. Lawrence Chatters every Saturday from 12 to 2 p.m. right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see partly sunny skies with a light breeze and areas of smoke. An afternoon high around 79. Tonight, partly cloudy skies and light winds, low near 58. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies and areas of smoke. An afternoon high around 81. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
That's right. It's 3 o'clock, but we are jumping right into Old School here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. DP wants to say more about that. Maybe he can. It's Austin Norman and DP with you here. Normal time for On the Block. But DP, let's just lead the show. Looks like we're headed into a 3-hour block of Old School from 3 to 6 moving forward, potentially.
I like it. Let's do it. It's sports and entertainment for 3 hours.
No matter what it's called.
Where
else you're getting.
Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? That's how we get down. So I'm all in.
Indeed. We also get down with the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese, special ingredient butcher shop with 3 Lincoln locations and 1 up in Omaha. You can check out their selection online before you head in as well at themercadobutcher.com. Their locations are at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and 85th and Old Cheney here in Lincoln. They're also located at 168th and Maple up in Omaha. You can get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town. 402-464-5685 if you want to be a part of the show. You can send us a message on our Starter Heyman Jewelers text line or by dropping us a comment on stream, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Stream comments open for you. Thanks as well to the great people at Starter Heyman Jewelers. I would say that hotline is probably the best place for you to go if you're watching on Allo Channel 961 as well. DP, lots to get into when it comes to training camp. We are going to laugh at the Dallas Cowboys coming up. So I know you don't need much of an invitation to do that, but we'll get you ready for everything going on down in Jerry World and adjacent to it. But first, let's start closer to home. Start here at Nebraska, and a player that holds a lot of intrigue in a lot of Husker fans' minds is a guy who made a mark last year, but not exactly a dent. And that's wide receiver, tight end hybrid, leaning more tight end this year, Carter Nelson. Now, as a Colts fan, hearing the way that Matt Rule and Dana Holgerson, even Marcus Satterfield last year have talked about Carter Nelson, maybe it's a cop out, maybe it's just the easy answer, but I wonder how much Tyler Warren the Huskers see in Carter Nelson. I get it. You're not going to use him exactly the same. You want him to be the best Carter Nelson he can be. But Tyler Warren was that versatile tight end that lined up all across the formation. And we've heard Matt Rule refer to Carter Nelson many times as a football player. That's the guy they lined up in the backfield, handed the ball off to at least once last year. I'm starting to wonder if the Huskers don't think they have a Tyler Warren light on their hands here in Carter Nelson.
So I'm in a space where I've had several people mention the comp game. The comp game becomes the mentally lazy way of painting a picture for people that may or may not be true. Like sometimes I can paint the picture, I can do the comp and get you to think of somebody that really isn't who I'm comparing them to or who they're actually producing at. Type of player, one thing. Style of player, another.
Mm-hmm.
Production of player.
Wildly different.
Production of player is where the comps really have to matter.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it's coach speaking. Let me redirect you into a warm and fuzzy place in thinking, right? Why would you go back to where you went back to? What in this system, in this current system, who is the tight end that's put out the most production? Seeable, fact-checkable production.
In terms of numbers, it's Luke Lindenmeyer.
That's your guy. That's your guy. Like you can tell me that we have the potential. We may have a guy. We may have found something. But Austin, I worry about Nebraska fans. I worry about Nebraska fans because you're constantly being sold.
Actually, I have to take that back. Carter Nelson actually had double the catches and almost double the yards last year.
Okay, so if Carter Nelson is that, but what are the exact numbers? What are we comparing to? What is the standard for returning tight end production for Nebraska football?
Last year, it was, Thomas Fedoni had 36 catches, 373 yards.
Gone.
You move down the tight end list, you get to Carter Nelson, 9th on the team, 10 catches, 86 yards and a touchdown. Nate Borkacher, 6 catches for 102, and Luke Lindenmeyer, 5 for 50.
That's what we're talking about. That's the comp. The comp is that everybody that returned had less than the cumulative production of Thomas Fedoni.
One guy.
Who everybody connected to Nebraska football as a fan or player would tell you, well, that's not kind of what we were hoping for. Mm-hmm. Did we get from Fedoni what was projected?
Not what was projected.
Did we get what was expected?
I would say after the 2 knee injuries, you're happy with what you got, but in terms of expectations coming into Nebraska, no, I would say no.
Was he all conference?
He was not.
Was he was he the Huskers' leading receiver?
He did not lead Nebraska in receiving yards or catches, no.
So, and again, I'm only talking about what we know versus what we don't know. I understand that this time of year is about projection and otherwise, but the system wasn't set up for tight ends to be successful at the numbers that we may have in mind. Now, yes, let's ask the coordinator. In your planning and preparation, what's the production at the tight end position? How important is it in the pecking order for Nebraska to be successful offensively? What should happen here? And if you tell me that the running game that it's all block, no rock, okay, say that. If you're saying that they need to be a factor, then tell me what kind of factor they need to be. Where are you going to use them? I've said 100 times that for a young quarterback, and Dylan Raiola is still a young quarterback, that the easiest thing you can do to make them productive is proper use of tight ends. That's just running game, tight end. I'm not sure we're married on any concept that the running game is going to be what we want it to be to take the burden off of a second-year quarterback in the Big Ten Conference.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're talking about. You're talking about in a conference that produces tight ends. They produce them at a high level, productive tight ends.
Mm-hmm.
Where should Nebraska tight ends be? And is anybody in the discussion an all Big Ten Conference tight end?
Not going into the year, certainly.
So, I don't know. There's lots to talk about projection-wise, but we don't know how they're going to be used. What's the favorite route combination for tight ends? Is the mesh concept, is that really the go-to, is to run them on crossers? Two tight ends running crossers, high mesh position, depending on high safety, like low man under, first read. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? We're talking about use them in the slot. We're talking about getting them outside the numbers to get them isolated on a nickel back or safety coming downhill. What are you trying to do? Oh, run fake, run play action, slip the linebacker, get behind him into space, and then Dylan gets the ball out of his hand quickly. I don't know. Right? We'll see some tomorrow, but I still don't know. I don't know what they're going to show. I don't know any of that. So, yeah, projections are fun. Are they realistic in this particular space, in this Nebraska space? Who was the last truly productive tight end in the passing game? All conference caliber production at tight end. Who would that be?
I mean, I have my favorite Nebraska tight ends, but in terms of actual all conference level production, I'll need to do some digging on that.
Yeah. I mean that's literally where we go, is when we talk about this season, the practices, we're only going by what they tell us. We don't see them in full competition. You don't see ones versus ones. I'm not sure we know who the ones are. Like, do we know who the ones are? Do we know who the best, who the starting tight end, premier, featured tight end?
No, I don't think they know that. So I don't think that we know that. Looks like Austin Allen was a first team All Big Ten player in 2021.
That would be as close to projection and use. Remember, different coordinator, different system, different quarterback, different running game for that matter. So I get.
But I guess if you're trying to model success, right? Obviously, it looks different at Nebraska than it does at other places, and we have a new, full season of Dana Holgorsen. But if you see a school in your conference be successful with a Swiss Army knife type of guy, you're certainly at least taking some notes, whether you use it or not. If it melds into your playbook, I just think there's an avenue for Carter Nelson to be that versatile piece. I saw this from a Colts writer on Twitter. Tyler Warren, 721 snaps in college last year. I think we can count out 32 snaps at quarterback for Carter Nelson. We can get those out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Backfield, probably not getting 57 snaps.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe double digits, though, depending on, what Dana Holgorsen wants to do. Tyler Warren was an inline tight end, 327 of his 721 snaps at Penn State. In the slot, 222 of them. That sounds about right for Carter Nelson. If he develops as a blocker, if Nebraska truly likes that versatility and he's more than just a receiving tight end, if you will, right? Because we know that he's had to put weight on that frame, and that's not all that goes into blocking. Certainly seemed like he was a willing blocker, but maybe needs to get a little functionally better at it. But Tyler Warren, like Carter Nelson, I think also could be lined up out wide. 70 snaps out of his 721 for Tyler Warren last year. Will Carter Nelson feature on kick return? May as well. If he's that good an athlete, if you think you can trust him to block, maybe special teams, field goal, extra point. Tyler Warren was out there as well. And you talk all the time about copying success. Yeah, you copy success at Nebraska, but like you said, new coordinator, new scheme. And I think at the very least, Nebraska can be taking notes from Penn State and how they use Tyler Warren. Like, I wonder if Carter Nelson can do this. See if he can handle it throughout the fall and see how that matches up with what they want to do in the scheme of their offense.
What is the thing that would allow Nebraska fans to compare the two? You're talking about the premier tight end in college football, a unicorn of sorts.
One of the couple. Yeah, him and Loveland.
I'm not sure that I choose Loveland over Warren.
They're not the same guy.
Right? So for a variety, but the best of the best in a unique situation. Also understanding, would you say that Penn State's offensive line was better than
better.
Nebraska's?
Better.
Receivers, better a year ago?
Last year, not so much, I wouldn't say.
I don't think it's close.
I mean, there wasn't a lot of production.
I don't think Nebraska's production last year at wide receiver was close to Penn State.
Not like Penn State's was that great either, though.
Well, but in a meaningful situation, when Penn State, what was Penn State's record?
Penn State was last year. They're 13-3.
13-3, not the same.
No, not the same record at all.
Not the same production, not the same quality of games. Not talking about production against quality of opponent. We have to be careful in putting them in spaces that they haven't earned being in, first of all. But if you're just competing, I think you can compare them to Nebraska last year, right? So what the tight end position produced a year ago with a similar, at least some proximity to the coordinator and how he wants to use tight ends. Okay, so we need 40 catches from the starter. We'd like 40 catches from the starter. We would probably like 60 or 70 as a group in the space. What you're trying to get from it, how many touchdowns did the tight ends have last year?
Nebraska tight ends last year. Let me pull that up. We have Thomas Fedoni with 0 touchdowns. We have Carter Nelson with 1 touchdown, Nate Borkature, Luke Lindenmeyer, and by the end of the year, Heinrich Harburg with no touchdowns. So 1 touchdown from Nebraska tight ends last year.
Like I understand we're in projection season and comp season, but I'll talk about it from the coaching side of it. That leaving last year, if I'm in the coaching staff in that room, one, I need to be purposeful in finding out what's returning in that room, in that group, and the numbers. If the best of them is 10 catches with 1 touchdown, I need to be quiet and get to work.
Yeah, some work to do.
like I need to be quiet and be to work. Matter of fact, I'm not sure I really want people looking at my room. To be honest, right? If I haven't done any work, 10 catches. If you tell me that you had 26 catches with 1 touchdown, that's still not Big Ten caliber production to an individual, let alone a group. Now, better situation, a year in the program, a year in the system, a year with the verbiage, a year with the understanding, and a year with the same quarterback. Let's look forward and up. But projecting forward and up is really difficult to do because more pressure, more work. Remember, Fedoni was doing that and being he and Borkature being blockers 1A and 1B. Can you expect that level and production in the run game blocking with Carter Nelson? Can you project
No, not
that?
individually.
You can't project it because that's not literally. He was beat out by people for those things who existed, who weren't at the level that you're trying to get to. Then who's going to help? So it's he and Bonner, he and
Lindenmeyer.
He and Lindenmeyer, right? Projection will tell you we can't give them a whole bunch of things they haven't earned, but we can say you're developing these players. You've had 6 months to bulk them up or get them in shape. Maybe that was the thing. Better understanding of the playbook. Great. Wonderful. Better relationship and understanding of what Dylan Raiola needs from them. Okay, exceptional. And then how do they work with the offensive line in the run game? And then how do they work with the receivers in the passing game? Two
wildly different questions.
Entirely different questions. And I'll ask you this. What's more important? What's the most important task for a Nebraska tight end? Running game. Running game responsibility, because you're going to run the ball more than you're going to throw it. They are. And they're going to run the ball more than they throw it to tight ends.
They will run the ball more than they throw it to tight ends, yes. Will they run the ball more than they throw it?
If you can impact all of the running plays with high-level blocking, but you are not the feature or focus in the pass game, What's the priority of that position?
Probably run blocking.
Run blocking is
it
it is the thing, because you haven't proven to be able to do the other thing, and you're not doing the run game blocking at the highest level. Because what was the where did the Huskers finish in rushing a year ago?
They
in the Big Ten?
where in the Big Ten, I don't know. I can tell you they averaged 130.6 rushing yards per game on 3.8 yards a
Best
carry.
there? Is that the best there? Is that Big Ten best?
No.
Right.
It's not.
Right. That all of that. Like, and again, it's not even, we can project whatever way you want at whatever level exponentially and say Nebraska tight ends, let's figure that they will catch, 50 passes this year in whatever combination. Why? Because we can actually count up Fedoni's, Borkiter's, like we can count the tight end receptions from a year ago. That's where we are. That's what the GPS tells us. Here's where we are, and here's how we got here. Now, what's ideal, and then what's the way? How are you going to get more production? One, the same production that you got from the tight end room a year ago, and then how do you get better production at the tight end position? With the priority being, one, you got a tailback that needs you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we understand it's a big deal. Then you have receivers that are going to need you to take some of the burden off of them, some of the stress off of them.
Pull some eyes.
Right? All those in place. And then a younger quarterback. Drew Aller is more experienced than Dylan Rail.
Mm-hmm.
We can say that we think Dylan has equal arm talent. We can say that we think that they either have better receivers in Penn State or not better receivers in Penn State. Either way, we're about to find out.
Mm-hmm.
But the projection is that the way Penn State's receivers are used in that offense and in that system help them achieve 13 wins.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot say that for the production in the tight end room for Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
We could, like, you can go through and say, well, this will be a better year. Say it. Be hyped about it. Your love for Carter Nelson could be out loud and proud. Say it 100%. What are you trying to get from it, and where does it come from? Like, what's going to be the best route combination for Carter Nelson? What does he run better than anybody in the Big Ten? What route does he run better than anybody on the Huskers?
Mm-hmm.
And then what plays can you call in the running game that Carter Nelson or whoever's at tight end will have the most production, the most quality of blocks, successful blocks in that space? That's what we're trying to find out at training camp.
Exactly. We are, 4 or 5 days into training camp right now. Just thought it'd be interesting to look at how Tyler Warren was used and if that could be a model. But of course, if you look at Penn State's offense led by not one, but two really good running backs in Nicholas Singleton and Katron Allen. If you look at their numbers last year, Katron Allen in 16 games, 220 carries at 5 yards a pop. Nicholas Singleton in a backup role, if you will, 172 carries at 6.4 yards per pop. Tyler Warren, the only player on that team, though, with more than 50 catches. He more than doubled up the next highest on that team in terms of both catches and yards. 104 catches for 1,200 yards and 8 touchdowns for Tyler Warren. I'm not expecting that from Carter Nelson or even Nebraska's tight ends as a whole. Don't get me wrong. I just thought it'd be interesting to look at some potential. Is that a model that Nebraska might want to follow? Because as much as, Tyler Warren was that Swiss Army knife, I wouldn't go so far as to say the offense was built around him. I would say he was a beneficiary of the offense being built around a strong running
game. It's all an accumulation. 100 catches when you're the focus in the passing game. He's the focus in the passing game. Everybody knew the best defenses in the entire Big Ten Conference and in the country keyed on this tight end. And he still finished with
104 catches for 1,200 yards.
Like, let's not say that everybody else was so terrible. No. When you have a unicorn, you go to the unicorn. Like, you feed the beast. Everybody talks about that. They said that in Philadelphia, that the receivers were doing so well because you had this. No. Saquon Barkley made everybody better. Everybody benefits. And listen, you got some pretty good receivers on the Eagles. Pretty good receivers.
Few of them.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
See, none of them with 102 catches, 104 catches. You know why? They're not Saquon Barkley. Warren was Warren. He's one of one. It showed up. It showed up in the season. It showed up in critical moments, critical third and fourth downs, right? It showed up critical when everybody on the field knew he was going to be the target. You could double him. You could cap him. You could do whatever you want. You could resist him at the line of scrimmage. It didn't work.
No.
It didn't work.
No, it
So
did not.
comparing, I'd be more inclined. Tell me what Minnesota's receivers did, tight ends did. Show me what, in better space for the offensive production that we're talking about, right? We have to look more at Wisconsin and Minnesota than we are at Penn State and Ohio State. They're just not the same.
They're not the same, but I also don't think those places have a guy like Carter Nelson to compare, athletically to what Tyler Warren did, which is why I went to that comparison. Production is one thing, and I understand that comes first.
If they wanted a Carter Nelson, they would have a Carter Nelson. You know why they don't have a Carter Nelson?
Because they don't want one.
They don't want one. They don't want
That's
one.
their choice.
That system-wise, production. Listen, I hate to tell people, but the people that win 13 games versus the people who don't, the people with 13 got it right.
They did.
They get it right.
They had a darn good year
The
last
people
year.
that are playing, people that are playing in playoffs and conference championships, all that stuff, they got it right. Yeah, they did. They did. And it's not even a slight.
No,
it's
just a fact.
It's that somehow in a conversation we're talking about 104 catch tight end versus a 10 catch tight end. What are we doing? That's
we're hoping, like you said, projection season. I'm not
know,
saying that's what he is or what he's going to be. I was going broad outlines of general usage, if that's what maybe Nebraska's
1,200 yards receiving. 1,200 to not 100.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what magic elixir Carter Nelson drank over the summer.
And other things didn't happen in one year either.
I'm all for it. We need to share that. We need to share that. I think Carter Nelson has a unique skill set.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, unique in the space. And there are tons of tight ends that you can compare him to in the style of tight end that he would be. And then the style of tight end that he would be in this type of system, offensive system. But we're not going to say that in any realm can we imagine that Carter Nelson leads the Huskers in receptions and or yards and or touchdowns.
No, that's not what I was trying to get at. I agree with that. I agree with that.
Right? If we said any of those, if he's going to lead if he leads them in receptions, bravo. If he leads them in touchdown, at least we're getting production, right? If it's in yards, it means, look, you found some matchups and you've gotten this young man into space, and he's done some things after he caught the ball that would also require the team, one, Dylan Raiola, time up front for Raiola to get the ball to him, two, the outside receivers creating space and occupying defenders, and then third, removing linebackers from the fold and putting him one-on-one with either a nickel back or a backside safety. Now, that's a conversation you're willing to have, because that means you're scheming and developing for the thing to work the way you best need it.
That you envision it.
That is the thing we can hope for.
We will hope indeed. We'll take our first break of the show. More Old School after this.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
When only the best will do. Sartor Heyman Jewelers.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. Visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sartorheyman.com.
Sartor Heyman Jewelers.
Prashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go big great.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Koppel's 50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
It's never too late to start protecting your company's data from cyber attacks. Your customers put their trust in you to keep their information safe from online threats. Don't let them down. Partner with Hamilton Business Technologies to get real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and experts who monitor it all for you. We care about the success of your business and the communities you serve. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Connect with us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see partly sunny skies with a light breeze and areas of smoke. An afternoon high around 79. Tonight, partly cloudy skies and light winds, low near 58. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies and areas of smoke. An afternoon high around 81. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Breathe easier inside your home with Bryant. Eliminate allergens and odors and control humidity too. For a breath of fresh air, call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Play ball!
Haymarket Park is buzzing with excitement this summer. Grab your crew and get in on the fun. Be sure to catch all the daily specials and promotions this season, like Thirsty Thursday, Fireworks Friday, Souvenir Saturday, Family Fun Day Sunday, plus special events and discounts all summer long. Don't miss out on the action as the Lincoln Salt Dogs take on their biggest rivals and knock the ball out of the park. Visit saltdogs.com and see this week's promotions and grab your tickets.
Nebraska football opens their season on Thursday, August 28th in Kansas City, and you can be a part of the best pregame tailgate party with Blur Events, live from Kauffman Stadium, home of the Royals. Doors open 4 hours before kickoff with a live DJ promoting interactive competitions and giveaways, tailgate games like cornhole, flip cup, and beer pong, access to ballpark concessions, and available air conditioning. Book your tickets today at blurevents.com/Kansas City and hang with 93.7 The Ticket on the scene prior to Nebraska versus Cincinnati on August 28th.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Back to old school with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It is Old School. Lost Norman and DP with you here for the next 2.5 hours or so here on Old School, brought to you by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Really appreciate them for their sponsorship of the show. Let's continue along that thread that we were on there, DP, in terms of production at the pass catcher position, primarily now for Nebraska at wide receiver. Nebraska's leading receiver last year freshman Ja'Cory Barney. He had 55 catches for 447 yards, playing primarily out of the slot. He had 11 more catches than Jamal Banks did, ended up about 140 yards shy of Jamal Banks in the yardage category, though, with 587 yards to Banks's credit. Then from there, you had 39 catches out of the backfield from Emmett Johnson, 36 from Thomas Fidone, and then 34 catches for 455 yards for Isaiah Nair. So keep that in perspective, I guess, for Ja'Cory Barney Jr., who is not exactly a go up and get it receiver, at least not yet. Maybe he can grow into that. But right now, DP, a lot of Ja'Cory Barney's production is catch the ball, and then he would go down where he stands. Not a lot of yards after catch for a guy that it seems like Nebraska is going to need to generate some of that this year.
Well, and it's an interesting stat because he is actually explosive with the ball in his hand. Like, that's the whole point, that if the whispers are true that he's going to be the punt returner of choice, please tell me that it is not to catch and take a knee. We've done that.
Seems like they're between him and Andrew Marshall for a punt catcher.
Like, we've done that. Well, I mean, here's the thing. From his mouth, he seems to feel like he's going to be the guy. Not only is he going to be the guy, he's going to lead the country in punt return yards. That's direct from his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So that tells me that there's a belief system that some work has been put in. It's not being handed to him. He feels like, quite frankly, I'm the best with the ball in my hands. And generally, that's what happens is you get some confidence and the ability to be strong with the ball and understanding that I don't have to catch and go to the ground, that yards after catch matter. It's a difference maker in the Big Ten football conference. Like catching the ball and going to the ground in the Big Ten, listen, you're getting what you earn, but you're not getting what's all available. He was also talking about him as a kickoff returner. That listen, I would work to be the best in the country at that. He can do things with the ball, but if you run him in a jet sweep, there's some elusivity. Like there's some things that can be made happen in the space.
He got 10 of those last year, went for 130 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Right. So the conversation with receivers is I need for you to catch the hands to the ball, feet to the ball, tuck, change location and elevation. So once as the ball's coming to me, I come out of my break, the ball's coming back to me. My last step should be to the ball. If possible, go get it, attack the ball.
Don't wait for it.
And create separation from the closest defender, right? Don't run into traffic. Rules of engagement. Don't run into traffic. But I also, once I catch it and tuck it, I need to have my head on a swivel. One, I have to trust my quarterback to throw me to green. Don't throw me to collision. Like, I got to trust you. Take care of your boy. Then, if you've thrown me and I trust my quarterback, and that's what receivers decide. Go to the ground, guys. I don't trust the process. The yards after catch guys have committed. You know what? Once I get it tucked, I then need to change my level on the field and my location on the field. So my horizontal line has to change and my vertical line has to change. I need to be where this safety with angry intention is coming downhill with a bullet. I need to not be where I was, and I need to get to where I need to be. Change your level. So if I catch it 35-yard line, hash mark, outside hash mark, I need to get pointed towards the 36 and either change direction inside the hash or outside the hash. Running backs and returners work from this. Receivers work from it as well. Hash, numbers, sideline. That is the natural progression because there are fewer people outside of those numbers than inside those numbers. There's fewer people. Catch it. I'm going to go from the hash. Like if I'm running across a mesh route and I catch it, I break across the first hash, I catch it the second half, 36-yard line. What I should be thinking is 36 in a direction. If I can get vertical, I get vertical because that guy may be there. Or I can go away from him inside the hash a step and then get vertical. That's what happens. You yards after catch people. we would always coach that yard. We would track the yards after catch because it told me intent. Are we making good throws? Are we bobbling the ball? Are we running people into traffic?
Are we strong enough to break an arm tackle or, bounce off a contact and stay upright and keep going?
Well, that's all in the purpose. Because if I'm catching the ball, tucking and getting into the fetal position, everybody's a good tackler.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing the tackle for them. I'm making the play for them. What I want is for these Big Ten safeties. And I would say that there are 4 groups of safeties in the Big Ten, maybe 5, who elicit some sort of physical fear, right? They're going to come up and put hats and backs on you. But the rest of the folks, first of all, how dare you think you can tackle me in open field? Second of all, how dare you try? Like, I'm going to put stiff arm. We had a rule. Tear his face off. Tear his face off. Catch, tuck, change level and location, and then eat. Eat. That part. And it has to be on purpose. If I think Jay Foreman's inside as a linebacker on a slant,
I better go outside.
I better get vertical and make Jay Foreman move. I better not go to where he gets his lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Between them hashes, linebackers eat.
Mm-hmm.
They eat.
Mm-hmm.
Safeties eat. It's outside the numbers and the hash to the sideline where I have some advantage and I need to get there and do that. So that is training. That's mindset. That's belief system. It's all those things. It's the person who's a line drive hitter, but you know what? You got a fastball that I could lace up. Well, I'm going to do my job and get back to ball, but I'm also going to elevate. I'm going to lift because I know I got you. Mm-hmm. And you can't lift by accident. You can't elevate a baseball by accident.
Mm-hmm.
No. All those things, right? I'm not going to dunk by accident. I have to change elevation in order to do that. That is on purpose. That's what the Huskers. If somebody tells me he can't do yards after catch, I need to know why. I got to ask some more questions.
Just from watching him last year, what do you think held him back in terms of the yards per catch? Was it talent around him? Maybe guys were closer to him than they need to be, needs one more step of separation. Was it body just being immature for a freshman? Was it quarterback? Maybe not throwing him to green, like you said. What can Nebraska improve and what can Ja'Cory Barney improve to make that yards per catch number go up?
Austin, that's excellent because that's all of them. It's all of them. Being slight. I had a coach. He go, man, I can't wait for you to gain weight. You are so slight in your britches. And he understood. I understood exactly what he meant was that I could be explosive if I stopped playing in fear. If I stopped playing in fear of being hit hard, it changed some things. Yes, I have to trust the quarterback to throw me to safety. Don't lay me up. Don't lay me up and don't lead me to harm.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But we know that if your quarterback is 55% touchdown and 45% interception, you don't necessarily trust the decisions that are being made with the football.
No.
Right? There's either something wrong with the eyes, the mechanics, or the scheme. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you keep sending me to the bad part of town? What would you say to a friend that keeps, hey man, I need you to go down to 13th Street down there by where it's dark. It's going to be dark. And there's going to be some people that stand outside that you don't know that just keep walking. Like just,
you'll make it through.
Keep walking. No, take your time, chill. I need to be able to do my work. And the trust between the quarterback and the receiver is vital.
As a receiver, can you be taught spatial awareness or is some of that just innate? Reading the field, understanding the concept, knowing what the defense is doing, and just maybe making an educated guess as to once I have the ball, this is what my next move needs to be.
That's film study. That's all of the things. And if I watch how they run their cover two and how quick the safety gets downhill on this specific route. So when I watch film study, I know the 7 routes that we're going to use for me to excel, right? Oh, okay. Here's the space. This is how against man coverage, I'm not worried. Zone coverage, I'm not worried. I shouldn't have to worry because, again, the rules of traffic. We think of linebackers as SUVs. If you run into traffic and they're still chasing you, keep running. Keep running. If you run into traffic and they're not chasing you, they're not pursuing you, sit down and eat. sit down because that's not their job. They're holding space rather than pursuing. I have to know that when I go in motion, you see the receivers looking across. They want to see what coverage they're in too.
Mm-hmm.
I know where my greatest stress and duress is coming from. I need to know where the biggest linebacker is. I'm never worried about the cornerback. I'm never worried about the guy that's covering me.
He's already right there.
Listen, it's my job to separate from him.
Mm-hmm.
It's, again, my last step, top of my route, create separation, being strong enough to push off and create space that way. Lower body separation of space, perfect. It is then I have to trust the quarterback to know that on film, it looks like this linebacker drifts. So get it to me in this space. I kind of know where that space is. I don't want him late with the ball, right? Know that that's actually open. No, that was actually open. You could give it to me here. Or I'd go back to the huddle previous play and say, hey, listen, get it to me here. Get the ball to me here, and I'll do work.
And I got you.
Yep. You know, one, where the stress is coming from, where the duress is coming from. It's your job to know, and it's also your quarterback's job to know. That's why you do film study as a receiver, you do film study as a passing game, and then you do film study together as a coordinator for the whole offense so that you can watch. Well, wait a minute. Also, I'm watching. If I'm not getting the ball, who can I go clean up? Like, I need to know, is this a guy that fills? Is this a patient guy? Is this safety going to wait? Is it Ronnie Lott? Who's back there? Is it Rod Woodson? Woodson's going to ball hawk. Ronnie Lott's going to try to take my head off. He will take the interception, but he would much rather put you to sleep. You got to know who you're playing against and who you're playing with.
That's DP. I'm Austin. This is Old School, brought to you by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. We'll be back to wrap up hour one of our 3-hour Old School right after this.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. 93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see probably sunny skies with a light breeze and areas of smoke. An afternoon high around 79. Tonight, probably cloudy skies and light winds, low near 58. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies and areas of smoke. An afternoon high around 81. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Breathe easier inside your home with Bryant. Eliminate allergens and odors and control humidity too. For a breath of fresh air, call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Rick Heyman here from Starter Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. Visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at StarterHeyman.com.
Starter Heyman Jewelers.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old-fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Looking to upgrade your hay equipment this season? Landmark Implement has a lineup of pre-owned balers and windrowers ready to go to work. In the race against time, make sure your hay equipment is up to the task. When you buy used hay equipment from Landmark, you're backed by our extensive parts and service network, complete with mobile techs and parts drop-off points to keep you in the field. Shop all used hay equipment online at landmarkimp.com or stop by your local Landmark to experience the Landmark difference.
Since 1983, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs has been a trusted and reliable company in Lincoln and the surrounding areas. Fast Mike's handles all sides of construction projects, home renovations, or big cleanouts. With the perfect size dumpster to fit your needs, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs will haul it all. With same-day delivery in Lincoln, affordable rates, and top-notch service, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs make cleanup quick and easy. Call now at 402-450-6828 or visit us online at fastmikesrolloffs.com. Book your dumpster today. Fast Mike's Roll-Offs, cleanup made simple.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Nebraska football opens their season on Thursday, August 28th in Kansas City, and you can be a part of the best pregame tailgate party with Blur Events, live from Kauffman Stadium, home of the Royals. Doors open 4 hours before kickoff with a live DJ promoting interactive competitions and giveaways. Tailgate games like cornhole, flip cup, and beer pong, access to ballpark concessions, and available air conditioning. Book your tickets today at blurevents.com/Kansas City and hang with 93.7 The Ticket on the scene prior to Nebraska versus Cincinnati on August 28th.
It's never too late to start protecting your company's data from cyber attacks. Your customers put their trust in you to keep their information safe from online threats. Don't let them down. Partner with Hamilton Business Technologies to get real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and experts who monitor it all for you. We care about the success of your business and the communities you serve. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Connect with us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Back to old school with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Putting a bow on hour one of old school. Couple more hours to go after this. Austin DP hanging out with you. DP Hall of Fame game 34-7. Chargers over the Lions. Sorry, not sorry, Nick Sainer. It's a preseason game that means nothing and everything all at the same time. But made a little bit of news, made some waves by debuting the new virtual spotting system, not just the chain gang. Are you in favor of that new ball spotting system and measurement of the line to gain?
As a fan, I am fully in favor. I'm fully in favor. Like, I want to know. Like, just tell me what it is. Like, we know where the goal line is. Like, that's never been a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not having a moving kind of sort of goal line. No, the goal line is the goal line. Out of bounds is out of bounds.
Mm-hmm.
Rock solid. Rock solid.
Mm-hmm.
Show me. Good. That's where I need to get. Kind of.
Okay.
Maybe get to the 32 and a half yard
somewhere.
line. And on the other side, as a coach, as the coach, I don't know what the presentation is for the coaches to know what the distance is to try to get it right. Is there some digital Bluetooth that will actually, you move it 9.5 yards, it doesn't beep. You get to 10, right at 10, it beeps,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it sits across from both coaches so they can see what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Players can see what it is.
Then there's those situations where you'll maybe cross and then you'll not be tackled, you'll not be touched, so you run back behind the line. So, we had the first down, but you gave it up. So then you got to go back to that, which is where you're never going to get rid of refs and spotting the ball in terms of the interpretation of the rule.
Well, chips in football works.
Right.
Like, that's going to happen.
Oh, yeah. I'm kind of surprised it's not there already. And I'm curious to see when they implement the chips inside the football. Is it just in the middle? How light are they able to make it? Or it's not like, do we need to get it so where the midpoint of the football crosses? That's where the chip is. So as soon as the chip crosses, that's it. Because right now, obviously, it's nose of the football. You get the nose of the football subjectively there, good enough for us. Are they going to put a chip in each nose of the football? Okay, well, what if you cross the goal line with an arm bar? In the long part crosses, not the skinny part.
Then
Well,
you
we
learn,
get chip
you,
on
you
the,
learn,
those
you
sides.
learn not to carry it that way. You learn not to carry it that way. There will be chips.
Well, you're not really carrying it like this.
Well, but that's what you'd say to if you're at the goal line, your mission is to get the tip of the ball over the goal line.
Mhm.
And if you fail at that because you tucked and held it there, that's a whole different conversation. You're going to imagine that it happens. It'll be at the top of the inside of every goalpost, so that if the chip travels inside the chip, it's good. Outside the chip or over the chip, not good.
Mhm.
You'll be able to figure those things out. That's all the stuff that's about to happen.
And then we have to figure out, okay, was the guy down or not before the ball crossed? Because how many
Mm-hmm.
times does the knee stretch down? You'll have the center ding. It went off, chip crossed. But you still got to go back to video to make sure that chip didn't trigger, before or after the knee was down.
There's so many things in this that, look, I love the human element. Like, it's a big part of it. Some of the great sports controversies is the human element.
Mhm.
So changing it to microchip and microfiche sort of thinking, and it's all those old heads using microfiche. I would hope that the humans could get it right. But we also know humans are human. They're affected by personality situation. They're affected by distraction. They're affected by, if the data's the data, right? If you can create a data point, then just honor the data, read the data.
Mhm.
And if you still get it wrong, that's fine. But read the data of where the goal line is, what the reader says. Hey man, maybe you have some diabolical person running the microchip data reader who turns it off at the wrong moment, right?
Mhm.
Or it glitches or whatever it is. But we'll take that because there'll be fewer mistakes. And ultimately, if the intent of the official is to get the call right, more information is okay.
And that's why I really like what baseball's done or about to implement with the automated balls and strikes, where umpires still calling the game, but they have the backup with the cameras and that whole system based on, of course, batter height, not batter stance. So the umpires still get to call the game, but both sides can challenge. They have a short window in which they're allowed to challenge, and it takes 15 seconds. And you're on your way ready for the next pitch. I'm not sure that's where football will be able to head, especially early on. But I think baseball has done a good job of mixing at the AAA level the human element with the important data that plays into this too.
Well, think from behind home plate, it's much easier to use the data. For the strike zone, you can use the data. There are readers, like there's a buzzer that would go off if the ball was in the strike zone. The strike zone's digital. Here's where it is, and it can size up. You can say, well, they didn't adjust the Aaron Judge strike zone to the Freddie Patek strike zone, right?
But they do. They measure all that stuff.
Right. So to know what that is, and then to have it correct, and to not move it from left to right, to have the strike zone being black to black, letter bottom of letter to top of knee. Okay, that's what we're working from. And that if that's the case, a ball that's thrown through that zone will buzz the home plate umpire. Hand goes up pretty quickly if you get buzzed for a moment. And if it doesn't,
keep it in your pocket.
Hey man. Hey, I don't know what to tell you. Big brother said not a strike.
Was not there.
Not a strike. Talk to the system. And it makes it easier.
Talk to your new computer overlords.
Right. Well, just here's the thing. Humans have proven that they are flawed and that they will be affected, whether it be by debt or by ego or by a variety of things.
Or by the fact that pitchers are now throwing 95 miles per hour on with their fastball on average, which is much different than it was when the game of baseball was invented up in beautiful old Cooperstown, New York, 100-odd years ago.
Seeing the Greg Maddux 88 is different than the 102. And it is full, right? To be able to make that decision in a 10th of a second. I love humans being human. I'm okay with it. That we grew up in it, we understand it. But I also understand the desire. I sat with the Supernovas where they had the digital eye, and I became a fan of it. I became a fan of it. You could see it.
You can get it right.
You
can
the
get it right.
mission was to get it right. It didn't, prolong the games or any of that other stuff. Yeah, I just wish humans could get it right, but we've proven that we can't, or won't,
or can't, or some combination there. Let's go to break. Hour 2 of Old School. We're going to get DP up on his laughing at the Cowboys soapbox. Jerry's at it again, alienating Micah Parsons. We'll talk about that to lead off Hour 2 of Old School.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
Nebraska football opens their season on Thursday, August 28th in Kansas City, and you can be a part of the best pregame tailgate party with Blur Events, live from Kauffman Stadium, home of the Royals. Doors open 4 hours before kickoff with a live DJ promoting interactive competitions and giveaways, tailgate games like cornhole, flip cup, and beer pong, access to ballpark concessions, and available air conditioning. Book your tickets today at blurevents.com/Kansas City and hang with 93.7 The Ticket on the scene prior to Nebraska versus Cincinnati on August 28th.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Koppel's 50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
It's never too late to start protecting your company's data from cyber attacks. Your customers put their trust in you to keep their information safe from online threats. Don't let them down. Partner with Hamilton Business Technologies to get real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and experts who monitor it all for you. We care about the success of your business and the communities you serve. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Connect with us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Looking to upgrade your hay equipment this season? Landmark Implement has a lineup of pre-owned balers and windrowers ready to go to work. In the race against time, make sure your hay equipment is up to the task. When you buy used hay equipment from Landmark, you're backed by our extensive parts and service network, complete with mobile techs and parts drop-off points to keep you in the field. Shop all used hay equipment online at landmarkimp.com or stop by your local Landmark to experience the Landmark difference.
Break
speaking here at the news desk. When you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, you can lock in your price for 2 years. Sources are confirming that when you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, your monthly price drops and you're locked in for 2 years. That's fiber fast internet, premium streaming TV, and reliable nationwide mobile coverage. And this just in, you must switch by Labor Day to secure that locked-in pricing for 2 years. Switch, stack, and save at allofiber.com/stack.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in hour 2 of Old School here on The Ticket. AO and DP with you for another couple hours, brought to you by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. DP, the evil empire, is being evil toward its own. Jerry Jones is personally responsible, at least to some degree, for the continually deteriorating relationship, per reports, with star edge rusher Micah Parsons. Here's this from a report. The relationship between Micah Parsons and the Dallas Cowboys has deteriorated to the point where the star pass rusher is considering drastic measures, which could include a trade request or even a declaration that he is severing his relationship with the team. The two sides remain far apart heading into the second week of training camp and are not currently negotiating. Micah Parsons took to Twitter, put a lot of this in his own words. In fact, 1,000 or more words, essentially, on the Notes app. Took 3 screenshots for Micah Parsons to get all his thoughts out about what is going on with him and the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones named as Mr. Jones, Stephen Jones named in this note from Micah Parsons as well. The Cowboys are doing it again.
So in any other stretch of the universe, I am throwing confetti and celebrating this. I am tempered by the fact that my Washington Commanders are doing the very same thing.
We were going to get there, but we were going to give you your moment.
Yeah. Well, full transparency, right? Honesty from the start. That I understand that business happens and people want to get their worth and value. The rules are the rules. And then also, if you sign a contract for 5 years, you sign the contract for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then once that contract ends, if you are not willing to accept what is offered, in most cases, you're able to move along. That's not particularly the case here.
No.
So then it becomes choosing a side, which listen, I tend to lean towards the people who have the contract in place. If you're under contract, you're under contract.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Because you don't want to be on a contract and have everybody say, well, I'm not going to pay you.
Mm-hmm.
Be of your word.
You signed it. You said you're okay with it.
Be of your word. Nobody made you sign a 5-year deal.
Mm-hmm.
You thought, for the sake of this thing, 5 years is better than 4. You signed it. You agreed that 5 years is better than 4. Knowing full well you didn't know what the value of it was going to be. Most of the back-end contract years are of higher value than the previous years. Unless it's an inverted contract towards the end of your career where okay, I'm in the decline era.
Well, a guy like Micah Parsons, too, has seen edge rusher after edge rusher do the same thing. As that position continues to take on more and more importance, they'll sign these deals, and he sees them. He sees quarterbacks, obviously, wide receivers, I think, certainly in that mix as well, sign their deal, and then in the last year of their deal, that's where they say, oh, yeah, I know I signed it for this many years, but I'm not going into the last year of my contract without an extension. He's seen that example set for him, for decades.
You can't say it. You don't. Here's the thing. As the owner, you set the standard for how business is going to be done.
Mm-hmm.
And if your standard is last year of contract is maybe, right? But we also know the value in all of sports and learning that some of the best years to ever happen in sports from a production side come in the last year of a contract year.
Contract year,
like
baby.
That's why it's a thing.
Oh, yeah. Eddie Curry.
It's a thing, right? We understand that. Listen, I'm going to bet on myself. All the catchphrases. But the reality is this, that if you're under contract, and I can speak for me. If I am under an agreement to pay X number of dollars, then that should be I don't need to readdress it. I don't need for you to reconsider because I had 3 really exceptional months. That was part of the expectation and why you were paid what you were paid to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
The contract is for the thing you do next, not what you're doing now. You're under contract for 1 more year. Put your head down, go be as great as you can be, and then let the offers flow in. And guess what? Your leverage has changed because they don't own the rights to you.
Mm-hmm.
You can go wherever you want. That's what the union voted for. That's what all the past alumni have voted for. It's really the thing. I've said the same thing in college sports. If you offer somebody a scholarship for 4 years, it should not be year to year. It should not be year to year. I know there are people that find value in that, but that's why the transfer portal exists, because the grown-ups in the room wouldn't honor their word. And they showed the young people that, you know what? These owners ain't loyal. So guess what? If I play my tail off and I have more value down the street, then guess what? I'm going to go down the street because you said we can renegotiate. Well, first
we can find another one.
Listen, you fellas, ladies, if your significant other didn't have to love you today, you would start to look. Well, but if you're under agreement and you have an oath, you honor the oath.
Mm-hmm.
Honor the oath. Hey, man, yeah, I might be able to get strawberry shortcake down the street. Probably not the move. We say, why? How you do business is who you are, and how you treat anybody is how you treat everybody. Honor the contract. Michael Parsons he's made pretty good money. And then guess what? This year is an investment in his future. He's gonna, if he finishes this contract, he can go play for whoever he wants for whatever amount of money they can agree to.
Mm-hmm.
So why would you not want that? What's wrong with that?
Because Michael Parsons thinks that 42 is better than 24.
It is, but you're not entitled to it.
You are not entitled to
it. You're not entitled to it. You listen, if they choose to give it to you, you're entitled to it. But if they're not, you're under contract for $26 million. And it's really hard in this economy to have people think that, wait a minute, $26 million?
That ain't enough?
You really? We go back to the quote, you know how tough it is to spend that kind of money? The nerve of me. Yeah, Michael Parsons. Here's the thing. It's Micah, but okay. Through all of it, if you tell me you're the best player, well, tell me what TJ Watt is doing and why they went through what they went through. Hendrickson, the kind of year that he had, the kind of production, if the ownership decides that, you know what, we should probably lock this guy up. Or they're not sure. Because we don't know what the relationship between them is. We don't know the behind the scenes, hey, he's not being the best locker room guy. Or, hey, he doesn't believe in what we believe in. Or, hey, he's excelling in one area, but we've asked him to excel at something else and he's not. I don't know. I don't know, but go to the facts. And the facts are there's a signed contract in play for Micah Parsons and the Dallas Cowboys for this year.
Mm-hmm. And he should honor it.
That should be, well, if you're a teammate who relies on Micah Parsons to play the way you play, and if you're a defensive coordinator and you rely on Micah Parsons to play, is he helping you? Is he being a good team player?
Not right now.
He's not being a good team player. Also, if you're the coordinator and you have to compete with the reigning defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles, and the owner is not getting you what you need to do so, you didn't beat the Eagles with him.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't better than the Eagles with him. the likelihood that you're going to be better than the Eagles without him shrinks. So
from 0 to less than 0.
Right. It's the thing. There is no right or wrong because it's business and folks are just doing what people have done for the duration of this thing. I would think simplicity allows me to say, what's the agreement in place? Because that's the legal standing. Ethically and other, cool.
Mm-hmm.
But as a radio station owner, often I'm left with, well, here's the agreement.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not going to pay you less than I promised to pay you to do the job as long as you do the job.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get to tell me that, well, I'm worth more than that. You can believe that you're worth that, and I can say, well, under contract for this amount, and then when there's no contract, you can go get all the money somewhere else. Go get it. See ya. Wave at the door. Because there's somebody that wants to play there for that amount of money. They're 95% of the linebackers and edges in the NFL would love to have Micah's money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's the reality.
But I also think that 31 out of 32 other franchises would like to have Micah Parsons. The Cowboys do, and Micah Parsons, I 100% agree, is under the obligation to show up for that contract. But it is also true that Jerry Jones and that front office are making it a lot harder than it needs to be in not doing sign a good faith deal that, hey, you've outperformed your contract.
What good faith? We're talking about 16 plus $16 million. What kind of good faith we talking about?
I'm saying Micah Parsons has produced at a level above and beyond that. He has. He can point to that. And so how many other franchises, how many other players have gotten an agreement for more money? The Cowboys want to keep him around. They say they do.
What's he owed?
His contract is signed for $24 million.
What's the legal agreement?
The legal agreement is that. But why are they making it so? Why is it such a bad thing for them to want to pay him more?
I'll pay you more next year. I'll pay you more next year when the contract is over.
But why would they allow him to get to that point to negotiate? Why are they making this so?
If he's
tense
willing to go, he's not yours anyway. He's doing business the same way the Cowboys are doing business. They're both doing business.
Mm-hmm.
One has a legal footing. One has an emotional footing.
Mm-hmm.
People will tell you, damn your emotions. Here's what the agreement is. You as a man, if you are not of your word, first of all, I'm not going to be led by somebody who I can't believe their word. Like, I'm not going to be led. I can't have my entire franchise be led, the face of the franchise, be led by somebody that conveniently will say, my word doesn't matter. I want more money. I'm not being led by that. I'm not. It's just, there's no world in which, other than the pro sports contract world, where you don't have to honor your word to be a leader. You're asking for leader type money. $42 million, you better lead the team. As a matter of fact, there should be some expectation that you beat everybody and that you play every game. But if you tell me, look, remove the Cowboys from the equation, I don't have to like Jerry Jones to say that in this particular case, while I enjoy the chaos, the reality is the first thing to the table is you want to be the face and lead this organization. All while saying, I don't like the way this organization does business. Publicly, you're literally bashing the thing that you say you want to be in charge of and lead. And guess what? For all the people not making $42 million or $26 million or $13 million or $3 million, you're going to be led by a guy that told you, hey, bro, you better get your money first. Not after you won the Super Bowl.
Not after you didn't make the playoffs.
Not after. What are you doing? I can finish third in the NFC. I can finish third in the NFC East without you, with an additional $26 million in the bank. What are we talking about? He can't go anywhere else and get $26 million right now. Nowhere else on the planet. Nowhere else. Not any other organization. Nobody. Jerry Jones can play football Sunday without him. Micah Parsons can't play without the Cowboys. Why? He's under contract.
Under contract.
He may. Hey, listen. You come to work and make $26 million, and be everything you say you are, and then let us in good faith, right? Because that's the good faith portion. Good faith ain't giving you what you haven't earned, what you think you earned. No. Good faith is, you know what? You are of your word. You say, what is good faith without being able to trust you, to honor your word? I'm not giving my best player in my face a payoff because he's been a bad employee.
Has he been a bad employee?
He's been
right
a
now.
bad.
He has.
Right now
he's being a bad employee. What are
Janet
the previous
Jackson's
4
song,
years?
what have you done for me lately? What have you done? What do you do? Are you here leading? In the most critical 10 days of the Cowboy season, which is the first 10 days of training camp, where all of the standards are built, all of the trust is built, all of the sweat, the toughest days. The toughest days aren't in the dog days of November. The toughest days are the first 2 weeks of training camp. So you're just going to skip the training camp, want more money for skipping the training camp, and not leading the group of people that you say you were in charge of.
That you want to lead.
Right? You just told them, y'all ain't that important to me. If they were important, you show up and go to work. You're in a battle. But he's sitting on the couch chilling, tweeting.
He's
tweeting.
He has been at practice. He's avoiding the fines. Money matters to him, right? He's showing up to avoid the fines.
So you're a do less guy. So you're
He's a do less guy right now.
And that dude is worth dude is worth $42 million.
I'm going to go to 2563 on the text line. Okay. And I agree. You're right. You're right. Emotionally, legally, I get that. But in 2563 ads, it's just that typically it's done earlier than contract conclusion, which are you going to argue that's bad business to do it before the end of the contract?
97% of NFL contracts are honored and in full. It is the exception to the rule. In this 3% space, we're talking about the top half of the top 1% of football players and contracts.
Which Micah Parsons has produced at that level on the field for 4 years for the Cowboys.
No, he hasn't.
Yes, he has.
How many, what would you trade?
How many Super Bowls does TJ Watt have in the last 5 years since Micah Parsons? Same thing.
But I'm consistent. You can't ask me for the best money in the game if you aren't leading me to be the best organization in the game. What am I paying you for? And you agree to it. It's your signature. Nobody held a gun to your head and say, sign this and accept this. Take my $26 million. Nobody forced him to say that. It's $26 million. How many people in America, in the world, have an opportunity to sit at a table and sign a piece of paper that says, I am about to do work for $26 million and have it guaranteed to be paid it, whether I produce or not. Now, if I produce, it means that I'm paying myself forward of the contract. I'm not paying you back. The reason why you invest in rookie contracts and you say you pay them in advance, the work that you've done in college, we're going to pay you for, right? You've earned the right to be in this position. And then we offer the contract. And then you prorate the contract, the rookie contract, which is why people can't wait to get out of the rookie contract because that's a smaller contract. You telling me that Jaden Daniels was the best player on the Washington Commanders? He wasn't the highest paid.
Making the least money.
He didn't hold out and go, hey, man, I'm the second best quarterback in the NFC. I think I deserve the most money. Well, all the while Jalen Hurts is waving his hand at everybody talking about, wait a minute, I've got the ring.
It's right here, people.
I'm the ring guy at this position. And it's that case for every position in the NFL. Like, I understand that you're selling jerseys and you're selling content and you're doing that. That's what Micah Parsons does. Cool. Great highlight reel. Perfect. Wonderful. Is he leading your team? Be careful who you attach your car to. If it's a jackass, you end up in the gutter somewhere. The top leader. It's never about that. You imagine if what people would say, if Dylan Raiola said, I'm going to accept X number of dollars for NIL for my time at Nebraska, and then said, before training camp, you know what? I need more in NIL money. Wait a minute. You haven't beat Michigan, Ohio State, or Oregon,
or Penn State,
like there's a long list,
or Minnesota,
right? But I'm the face of the program. I'm the best player on the team, and you gave me your word that this was what we agreed the value system was. This is how long the agreement was for, and then to say, "Oh my goodness, listen, the economy's tough," but you just gave Mr. Joe tight end $13 million a year. He's not the best tight end in the NFC East. What do you could listen, go get tight end number 5, add that $13 million, then you got a whole other deal. We can have that conversation. I get it. But now it's just two bulls ramming their heads together. Okay, let them. One already lives there. One wants to be the king. They're going to ram heads. Simple business. Honor the contract. Honor your word. Honor your word. Oddly enough, Jerry Jones is the only one, unless he told Micah Parsons in private, "Hey man, I'm gonna get this deal done before camp." Okay, if he did that, you're on your own, Jerry. Lizard man, alien. You did what you did. You caused this. I don't know what he told him, but from the public vantage and from the owner vantage, from the player vantage, if I'm a player on that team, what are you doing? Why? I got to come to work and sweat and get my head concussed and risk bruises and bumps and broken bones, and you chilling, you tweeting. Who's putting in the most work down? The guy behind Parsons or Parsons?
Guy behind him right now.
Who's going to help you beat Philadelphia on opening day?
If he's not there, it's not going to be Micah Parsons.
So what are we doing?
So then are you saying it's bad business, not the way you would go about it, to extend players of Micah Parsons' caliber before the end of their contract? How do you view that then?
Well,
because you're in completely right the way you're framing it in terms of you have a contract, honor it, play through it, then we'll discuss again. And again, I agree with all of that you're saying. I understand your point from the hard factors point. You are completely right. But one of the soft factors is, hey, even if, we'd rather he just play out his contract and honor it, it's going to be better for us. It's going to be fewer headaches. We like this guy's production. We can deal with the headache inside the locker room. We're going to extend him a year early so we don't get into this situation. Are you saying that that's bad business? That's dumb?
I'm saying he knows what he promised. He knows what's in the contract. He knows they all know what they agreed to. I'm not going to do the dude holding me hostage with a gun trying to get my ATM bank card and code. I'm not going to give him more. I'm never going to give the person that holds the hostage more. What are you talking about? You can't lead me. You can't lead my people. Do I need to do this? Why would I trade him and allow him to come back to haunt me? They're going to give him whatever they can give him something to do, whatever they want, whatever you have chosen not to give him. But the reality is, where we stand 10 toes down, that the contract was agreed to, signed, endorsed. You have accepted all the millions to this point. All of them. All of them. And then you said, that's not enough. Well, I appreciate how you feel, but the agreement in play is what you should honor. Get your money, boo-boo, but get it the right way. Like, listen, I love the chaos. I love the Cowboys chaos because it's what Dallas does. Okay, perfect. But if I'm being honest, as much as I love Terry McLaurin, if you are under contract and you're trying to be the best team in the NFL, and you have to get better than the Philadelphia Eagles, who are your neighbor, who you will see twice or three times, or how many times you have to face them to get through, what you're doing now is not the mission. It's not the team mission. It's not your teammates' mission. It's not your coach's mission. It's not the best thing for the fans. It's not. You're being selfish. That's the word. You're being selfish and greedy. And you're not being of your word. If you sign the contract, honor the contract.
Are the Dallas Cowboys a better team with Micah Parsons on the team or with Micah Parsons off the team in 2025?
I don't know, because I don't know. There's damage being done right now.
Real damage.
Listen, Austin.
My standing will be this. I saw this from Spotrac, who does a lot of good work with contracts. Micah Parsons has been extension eligible since January 8th, 2024. Finished on 2023 season with 14 sacks, 64 tackles, forced fumble, second highest defensive Pro Football Focus grade. The top average annual value among edge rushers at that time was $28 million.
He's getting 26.
Maybe it's bad business to extend a guy, ahead of time before he plays out of the contract, doesn't honor his word. But in terms of building a team, you could have paid Micah Parsons $28 million per year. Now you're looking at 43.
He wouldn't have
if he
signed
even
for 28.
comes back.
He said
it would have
that.
been highest average at the time if you extend him then.
He said
it would have been a huge pay raise for a guy that was making $4 million after 2023. He would have signed because what's it about for a lot of these guys? Respect. They want to be the highest paid at their positions. At the time, he would have signed
wonderful
for that.
thing to say. That is a wonderful lie.
That's what they're saying. That's what they say.
Of course, that's what they said. That's got nothing to do with any of this. Respect.
These guys love being the highest paid at their position.
That's ego. That's not respect. That's ego.
Either way, they like it.
That's not.
And so he would have signed for 28 at the time.
The team.
I agree.
That's not about the fan. That means you don't care about the fans.
But it would have helped the team now that the price has gone up.
So then let's make every contract year to year, and tell me how business would get done.
It's different for a player like Micah Parsons.
No, it's not.
Players
no,
in the
it's
mid-tier.
not. He is a player. He is a player. There's no exception to the rule. The rule's the rule.
We've seen that's not.
The union agreement.
It's true, but it's not.
No, here's the thing. You can tell me that you love what you do and you love the respect because you're paid what you agree to it, you get paid, you don't have to worry about it. If somebody is getting paid more than you and they don't show up, what is your gut reaction to that?
Not going to be happy with it.
That's all I'm talking about.
And all I'm saying is Alec Pierce is also in a contract year and he's still showing up to training camp. Alec Pierce and Micah Parsons are not the same player. Same rules apply. But they don't at the same time.
Then you just described why the Dallas Cowboys aren't the organization or team that they should be every year. Literally in that thinking that you are led by. Think about it. If your team is constantly in contract negotiation, renegotiation, holdout, your house is leaking, bruh. Your house has leaks and you need to fix it at the foundation. And the foundation is the basis for how everything is done in that house. And if there's an exception to the rule, there is no rule. There is no rule. If Micah can go, I can go do what I want to do and show up when I want to show up. Okay. Guess what?
So can everyone else.
That is the thing. And that owner, at some point, going to tell you, you know what, I'm going to sell it and let y'all get another owner.
And dangerous message for a first-year unproven head coach.
Hey, well, what's that coach doing? Tell me what you're doing for your new coach. What are you doing for him? You giving him a fair chance?
Not with this distraction.
Hey, neither one of them. You're doing the fair thing. Because I would have said this. I'm not taking the coaching deal until you get that situation handled. No, handle it. If he's here, look, I went through this Redskins with Theismann and John Riggins. John Riggins was in the cabin saying, hey, man, if y'all need me, cool. Till Joe Gibbs went to the cabin and say, I got you. Do what your word says you're going to do. At least try. At least try to honor that. But that's not what the Cowboys do. That's not what Jerry does. And it's fine. Again, that's why they're the Cowboys. And that's why I chuckle. But I also say it with full transparency. I do not like McLaurin holding out. I don't like that they're going back and forth in the media. He went from, I'm showing up to camp and I love the Commanders. I love the fans. I'm going to go and high five. No, that was a political ploy because the real intention was if you love the fans, I'm going to show up and honor my word, go to work. I'll get my money. You don't chase money. Money chases you. Your work is where the money is.
There we go. Cowboys and Micah Parsons. We'll see how this develops. More Old School next on The Ticket.
It's never too late to start protecting your company's data from cyber attacks. Your customers put their trust in you to keep their information safe from online threats. Don't let them down. Partner with Hamilton Business Technologies to get real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and experts who monitor it all for you. We care about the success of your business and the communities you serve. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Connect with us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Koppel's 50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
Breaking here at the news desk. When you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, you can lock in your price for 2 years. Sources are confirming that when you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, your monthly price drops and you're locked in for 2 years. That's fiber fast internet, premium streaming TV, and reliable nationwide mobile coverage. And this just in, you must switch by Labor Day to secure that locked-in pricing for 2 years. Switch, stack, and save at allofiber.com/stack.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone and Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln with more exciting news for area car buyers.
Charlie, it's just announced that Honda of Lincoln has won 3 of the Lincoln Journal-Star's Lincoln Choice Awards: Best New Car Dealer, Best Auto Repair, and Best Place to Get Your Oil Changed.
Wow, that's great, Andy. Anything else?
Yes, we were runner-up for Best Pre-Owned Dealer and Best Tire Dealer. A lot of people don't understand that we do sell tires here.
Very exciting, Andy. Why do you think your dealership is winning so many awards?
Charlie, we simply say it's the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business.
Looks like Honda of Lincoln is the great news headquarters for Lincoln.
Yes, and even all of Nebraska, we are also announcing that Honda of Lincoln's the only dealer in the state of Nebraska to win the prestigious Honda President's Award for 2024.
Honda of Lincoln, Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Nebraska football opens their season on Thursday, August 28th in Kansas City, and you can be a part of the best pregame tailgate party with Blur Events, live from Kauffman Stadium, home of the Royals. Doors open 4 hours before kickoff with a live DJ promoting interactive competitions and giveaways. Tailgate games like cornhole, flip cup, and beer pong, access to ballpark concessions, and available air conditioning. Book your tickets today at blurevents.com/Kansas City and hang with 93.7 The Ticket on the scene prior to Nebraska versus Cincinnati on August 28th.
Looking to upgrade your hay equipment this season? Landmark Implement has a lineup of pre-owned balers and windrowers ready to go to work. In the race against time, make sure your hay equipment is up to the task. When you buy used hay equipment from Landmark, you're backed by our extensive parts and service network, complete with mobile techs and parts drop-off points to keep you in the field. Shop all used hay equipment online at landmarkimp.com or stop by your local Landmark to experience the Landmark difference.
Now back to On the Block with Eric Strickland, Jay Foreman, and Austin Orman.
We're back here on Old School. Austin Norman, Derek Pearson with you for another hour and a half. Tonight, a couple programming notes. Royals on the air at 5:30. Keep that in mind. Pop over to the stream with us for the last half hour of Old School. Then stream-only Baseball Corner tonight. Corner 3 will air tomorrow morning at 11 instead. So keep an eye out for that little slight programming change. All right, DP, some news out of Major League Baseball and the trade deadline. We will start in Minnesota, but this will ultimately take us down to Houston. Obviously, the Minnesota Twins started out the year okay, got extremely hot, had a long winning streak, looked like they were in good position, and then the bottom fell out. So the Minnesota Twins traded 10 players away yesterday, had only 17 players on their 26-man active roster at the start of business today. One of those players they traded away was Carlos Correa, a guy that they signed in free agency to a one-year deal, signed him to a long-term deal, but with the season going the way it is, and Houston in need of a third baseman with Isaac Paredes on the injured list, Carlos Correa is headed back to Houston. What does that move mean on the field and maybe emotionally for Houston?
I thought they were the biggest threat to the Yankees in the AL. I know, Detroit and there are folks that bounce around and have different discussion, but it's dangerous when you have people that know how to win important games. They've been in those moments, they existed, and that when you have a great player who is willing, as we were having the conversation, willing to do what's best for the team, the best for whatever situation he's in, that's Carlos Correa. He was popular on the team, popular in the community. I actually ran his camp in Houston. So he is exactly what you would imagine that he is.
I think his parents are there. His wife's parents are back in Houston still as well.
To go through when Altuve and Alvarez say yes, go get Carlos.
His home return will be the same day that Alex Bregman returns to Houston as well as a member of the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah, and it is an interesting thing. I don't know what Bregman was popular, but it also became a thing. Like sometimes changing scenery is good, sometimes not. Sometimes you're good where you are, right? Playing meaningful games in cities where people care about you. The Red Sox are currently third in the East, but they're only 5 games back. Behind Toronto. They're a game and a half behind the Yankees.
As of now, season ends today. It's Red Sox Yankees in the wild card round, in fact.
Which, if you said this to me, I mean, think about it. He picked up. He went plus. Correa went plus 11 wins in the trade to the most. He went to a team at top of their division with some cap room and some space to the ceiling that they can get better. He feels a major need. I like the move for Carlos. I like it for the Astros. I don't think the league is done in the sense that it will transform itself in several different ways. But you're doing short fixes. Yes, he's going to help them compete in the AL Division Championship Series. I think that's fair. I also think that he could be a reason why they win it. And then if they win it, I'm not sure there's a player on the Astros that has less fear of the Dodgers than Carlos Correa. So bring it on, big boy.
If the Dodgers even make it out at this point.
Well, the Dodgers are so loaded and have so many options. I just don't know that I don't see the Mets doing it. I don't see the Brewers doing it. I don't see the Cubs doing it. And I really don't see the Padres. The Padres don't have Dodger fear like everybody else, but I think no. Phils, one of the Phils have to get back past the Mets, and I'm not sure they do.
Well, they can wild card it.
They can wild card in, but if you're a wild card and you got to burn your guys against Shohei Ohtani and the Dodgers, whoops, you've made it more difficult for yourself. So I don't know if the Phillies, again, if you're the Dodgers, you've proven you don't fear the Phillies.
No.
I got left-handed dudes that can get out Bryce Harper. Like I'm not tripping. If Trey Turner has this career series, what do you do with it? So the Dodgers are the force. It's an open discussion in the AL.
I think the Yankees did the most to get better in the American League, which is not what I wanted to hear.
Right. It wasn't a thing, but it also tells the story that if we're looking at the best 4 teams in baseball, 2 from each league, Dodgers, Mets,
Yankees, Astros.
Sorry, Milwaukee. Sorry, Nick Sainert in Chicago.
Milwaukee's got the same issues and maybe a bat or 2 short. Chicago didn't make a big move to go get an arm at the deadline like people thought. I do really like what Philly did, though. I mean, I know they're still trailing the Mets and would have to wild card it as of now, but I think I like what Philly did. Generally, San Diego's always all in. The team that scares me to get invested in a little bit, DP, is Seattle. I mean, that's a team for all the talk about them and Cal Raleigh and how great their pitching staff has been for a few years now. Like, come on, it's Seattle. Like, you can bump up Cal Raleigh, his amazing, switch hitting power numbers as something you haven't seen since Mantle, which is true at this point. But until further notice, they're still Seattle. They're not going to make it out of the ALDS because guess what? They're Seattle. So as much as I think people want to believe in the Mariners in a lot of ways, Houston has 17 dudes on the IL and is still games, plural, clear of Seattle in the AL West.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is different. They're good defensively. They just got better with a Gold Glove caliber shortstop moving to third base.
Moving down the defensive spectrum.
Think Rodriguez, Cal Ripken in those years doing that thing. So there's value in that. I love Correa going. I just think Major League Baseball is in a place where they have some new stars that are forming. They have some new rivalries. And then the old heads are popping their heads up and saying, you're going to have to go through us. Yes, I'm glad Seattle's better. I'm glad they have a star. I'm glad that Toronto is sneaky, but I don't believe them yet.
Nor should you.
I don't believe
them yet.
I don't believe them. And I thought the Tigers were going to run away with it, but I also didn't think that was going to help them. Like, if Detroit was in a slugfest with another good team to win the division, I would put them as the best team in the American League.
Casey's coming, DP.
I said,
Royals are coming, DP.
As I said,
Lincoln's home for the Royals. They're coming. You'll hear it all right here. 93.7 The Ticket.
What's the Royals' record against the Tigers this year? Talk to me.
We'll have to find that.
Talk to me. Yeah, because I think
I'm just saying they're coming.
No, I'm just asking questions. We don't have to have all the answers, but I'm asking that question. Tell me what the Royals have done against the Tigers this year.
Now that I'm curious, I have to look this up. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and look for.
Yeah, there are things that I need to know. And look, I love that they're good. And I love that they're having the year that they're having. I just don't know that I'm buying into them being at the level of Dodger game.
Yeah, probably not. Royals are, let's see, that's 1-3. That is 2-5. 2-5 against the Tigers with 6 more to go.
As I was saying, if
they have a chance to get to 8-5 against the division-leading Tigers, is all I hear. That's all I see. They have a chance to get to 8-5.
I go by what I know, not what I think I know.
And what I know is the Royals have a chance, and they're coming. And you'll hear it all right here on 93.7 The Ticket, starting in about 45 minutes with pregame.
Yes,
in fact,
sir.
Tonight against the Toronto Blue Jays, who happen to acquire Royals killer Ty France. So may they be darned to heck for that. If you're going to Kansas City for the Husker game on Thursday, August 28th, the place to party beforehand is with Blur Events. The tailgate on the main concourse of Kansas City Royals Kauffman Stadium will go from 3:30 to 8 p.m. with a capacity of 2,000 people. All ages are welcome. Children 5 and under are free. Parking in the game are just steps away from the Blur Events tailgate. Enjoy access to ballpark concessions offering food and beverages, tailgate games like cornhole, beer pong, and flip cup, and of course, 93.7 The Ticket on the scene for our pregame tailgate show. Buy tickets today at blurevents.com/Kansas City. We'll be back. Put a bow on hour 2 of Old School. Hour 3 just ahead.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Breaking here at the news desk. When you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, you can lock in your price for 2 years. Sources are confirming that when you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, your monthly price drops and you're locked in for 2 years. That's fiber fast internet, premium streaming TV, and reliable nationwide mobile coverage. And this just in, you must switch by Labor Day to secure that locked-in pricing for 2 years. Switch, stack, and save at allofiber.com/stack.
When only the best will do. Sartor Heyman Jewelers.
Rick Heyman here from Starter Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. Visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at StarterHeyman.com.
Sartor Heyman Jewelers.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at PAHLincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition. Back to old school with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Putting a bow on this hour of things. Of course, still another hour to go here during Old School. This segment of the show brought to you by Love Volleyball Omaha. Renew your season tickets or secure them for the first time by visiting lovboma.com to make sure you get your seats to watch Olympians, national team players, and, of course, plenty of former Huskers all take the court for Love Volleyball Omaha. Again, lovboma.com. DP, just a couple days ago, of course, Nick was in Chicago for Big Ten Media Days Volleyball Edition. I thought Danny Busboom Kelly met the moment really well. And, of course, Rebecca Alec Harper Murray were incredible, as always, right? Really great spokeswomen for that program. Interesting year ahead for Husker volleyball.
Yeah, I mean, it's the first time new leadership. And, you know, she's not new to coaching, not new to Nebraska, but it's new leadership in this space. This is a heavy charge. You know, in coaching, they always talk about don't follow a legend. And John Cook is absolutely a legend. So I don't, yeah, she met the moment, and I think she has everything in place. I don't know how. I mean, it's Penn State and Nebraska as the favorites anyway. Yeah, it's an interesting season, but you've got solid leadership, returning play at a high level. You improved. You got younger and better at some positions as well. The recruiting class was phenomenal. You maintain the assistants that drive the machine, and Jalen Reyes and company. So I feel really good about Nebraska volleyball. In that new energy sometimes can add to it and may be a difference maker. Does it take them from Final Four good to national championship good, or does it take you a step down? I would imagine that it takes a step up because she did it with less talent than she currently has. So I love what it looks like. We will see. We could see pretty quickly what it's going to look like, or at least how it moves. So.
And you mentioned just in a hypothetical off the air that we can bring here, like what if Nebraska football started the year off with a test like Michigan? Well, Nebraska volleyball has said, no, we're not afraid to start off with a test like that. They welcome Pitt to Pinnacle Bank Arena. Not even the Bob. Down to Pinnacle Bank Arena. First time there will be volleyball in that arena on the Nebraska volleyball scale. That's a heck of a tester right away. And of course, the schedule doesn't get easier from there. I think Stanford's on there as well at some point. Always playing a loaded schedule, but that's a feature. That's not a bug. And I think Nebraska volleyball is really a program that welcomes that pressure, welcomes that expectation, and says, you know what? This is what we do. It's not going to be weird for us to play these top teams in the non-conference. That's just not a negotiable anymore.
Yeah, and the leadership is in play that, again, player of the year candidates at every position. Whether it's offense, defense, at the pipe, on the floor, service, you've got some of the best in the country. And in the conversation, earned. This isn't hype that we're talking about. We're talking about player of the year candidates in full, and that on any given night, any of them could carry the team. You've replaced. Anytime you lose Alexi Rodriguez, the program has to be affected. But they're in a great place to replace that with players who, quite frankly, were built for it. They've been developed for it. It's a part of the plan. It inevitably happens. And yeah, iron sharpens iron. So if you want to find out what you have to do to win a national title, compete against national title caliber opponents early and often. The Big Ten does a really good job, but to get a running start at getting used to friction and making adjustments, and to see whose off-season work shows up in regular season play. Yeah. I feel really good about Nebraska volleyball for several reasons, but I think that the assistant coaches staying tell me a lot. That tells me a lot.
Mm-hmm. It really does, from the Danny Busman Kelly side of things and from the assistant side of things. We'll go to break here. We'll be back hour 3 of Old School on the other side. Again, big thanks to the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese, and of course to Love Volleyball Omaha for sponsoring this segment. Hour 3 of Old School rolls on next.
At Schwezo Construction, safety isn't just a policy, it's a promise. Build with us. Work safe, go home proud. We're hiring skilled craftsmen, laborers, concrete workers, and steel erectors who value quality work and a team that has your back, on and off the job site. If you're ready to be part of a company where your safety and success come first, visit Schwezo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com and apply today. Schwezo Construction, 40 years strong and still building the future.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next opportunity? Nebco is hiring. They're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. They offer competitive wages, great benefits, service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Apply today at nebco.com. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for the Nebco shop. Learn more at nebco.com. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at nebco.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone and Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln with more exciting news for area car buyers.
Charlie, it's just announced that Honda of Lincoln has won 3 of the Lincoln Journal-Star's Lincoln Choice Awards: Best New Car Dealer, Best Auto Repair, and Best Place to Get Your Oil Changed.
Wow, that's great, Andy. Anything else?
Yes, we were runner-up for Best Pre-Owned Dealer and Best Tire Dealer. A lot of people don't understand that we do sell tires here.
Very exciting, Andy. Why do you think your dealership is winning so many awards?
Charlie, we simply say it's the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business.
Looks like Honda of Lincoln is the great news headquarters for Lincoln.
Yes, and even all of Nebraska, we are also announcing that Honda of Lincoln's the only dealer in the state of Nebraska to win the prestigious Honda President's Award for 2024.
Honda of Lincoln, Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Tune in every Saturday from 12 to 2 p.m. for The Law of Lift with Dr. Lawrence Chatters. Sit back and enjoy listening to Dr. Chatters discuss real stories involving struggle, inspiration, and real-life experiences with special guests and insights. Remember, the higher the pressure, the greater the lift. It's The Law of Lift with Dr. Lawrence Chatters every Saturday from 12 to 2 p.m. right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Nebraska football opens their season on Thursday, August 28th in Kansas City, and you can be a part of the best pregame tailgate party with Blur Events, live from Kauffman Stadium, home of the Royals. Doors open 4 hours before kickoff with a live DJ promoting interactive competitions and giveaways, tailgate games like cornhole, flip cup, and beer pong, access to ballpark concessions, and available air conditioning. Book your tickets today at blurevents.com/Kansas City and hang with 93.7 The Ticket on the scene prior to Nebraska versus Cincinnati on August 28th.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back. Hour 3 of the show here, Old School, brought to you by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Don't forget, Thursdays and Fridays, you get fired up at the Mercado at the 85th and Old Cheney location on Thursdays, 30th and 84th and Havelock location, rather, on Fridays from 11 a.m. till they're sold out. They have lunches for you in their Fired Up series. First come, first serve. It'll run you less than $20 for an incredible meal. Brought to you, of course, by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. They feature one of their every types of meats and every types of cut every week. Make sure you get yourself down there. They make it easy for you to partake. 402-464-5685 if you want to be a part of the conversation. That's our Starter Heyman Jewelers text line. Or you can also leave a comment on any of our streams brought to you by those same fine people. Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Comments up and open for you. DP, saw this as I was scrolling through social media. The most recent now inductee into the Pro Football Hall of Fame to have played at Memorial Stadium, Sterling Sharp. was here when South Carolina visited town in 1987. The most recent before him all went in 2023. Zach Thomas played at Memorial Stadium for the Texas Tech Red Raiders. DeMarcus Ware for Troy in 2003, and then Darrell Rivas and the Pitt Panthers came here in 2005. Do we still have those Salt Ducks tickets to give away?
We do.
Okay. Text line, here's the question. First person in, who was the first Pro Football Hall of Famer to play in Memorial Stadium? The first inductee into the Pro Football Hall of Fame who played in Memorial Stadium. It is a name you know. It's not off the wall.
Is it non-Husker?
It is non-Husker.
Okay.
Correct. Non-Husker division. So that is the trivia question that is out there for you to win Salt Ducks tickets. You said the Milwaukee Milkmen are in town, DP. Is that
Yes,
correct?
That is, in fact, correct.
There we go. Love some good old American Association nicknames. Saw this too, DP, reading through some stuff from our friends Tom Chattel and Sam McEwen at the Omaha World Herald on the topic of Nebraska volleyball, right? Just how big a season it is for them. Terry Pettit, former coach, was interviewing Danny Busboom Kelly, having a conversation with her, and of course brought up Louisville being on the opposite side of the bracket, seeing Nebraska be so close to playing for that national championship and then being Louisville's opponent. Come to find out, that wouldn't be the case. Penn State would make the furious comeback to beat the Huskers and advance to win the national title. Terry Pettit asked Danny Busboom Kelly what's going through her mind as she's watching that. What does she think led to the errors, right? The led to Penn State getting back in that game and Nebraska ultimately falling in the Final Four. And Danny Busboom Kelly points to in the fifth set, a serve that went to Harper Murray. She says it was slightly mishandled, but not that bad. She said that the pass still went high enough. It left the TV screen and landed inside the lines on Nebraska's side of the court. And here's Danny Busboom Kelly's answer to that. Nobody even went for it. Yes, it was a bad pass, and fans might think, oh, that's a great serve. But the fact that ball dropped, to me, fear was coming in. A lack of leadership really came out in those big moments. When I got to Nebraska this spring, it felt like that was not that big of a deal. And it became a big deal in our gym in Louisville. If a ball's inside the lines, it should never, ever hit the ground. To me, that's a communication thing and a trust thing. It's not about effort and skill. Really interesting comments from Danny Busboom Kelly being on the outside looking in at that play that seemed pretty innocuous maybe to Husker fans, but that was maybe indicative of what a leader on the outside saw looking in for Nebraska volleyball, at least last year.
Well, new eyes. New eyes that the standard, what you believe your standard is or what it appears to others. Self-scouting is important. Self-scouting for every coaching staff across the country, and then at the higher levels and then the greater coaching staffs, self-scout better than their opponents. That's part of the gig, is to go, well, no, that's a thing that's a blind spot. Because you get so used to looking for what you look for that you miss a detail. You miss data. Or you maybe you're devaluing the data, right? Which is also a thing that happens. You go, man, we don't really spend time on special teams, but you do. The great ones do. It just looks like they don't. Like it does. Like you go, wait a minute. So again, check another box for not accepting things as they are and aspiring to getting things right. Let's fix some things. We're talking about if we can figure out a way to add 4 points to any set that existed, any match that existed, Nebraska's winning 2 out of the last 4 national titles. Like that, it's just a matter of 4 points in critical moments in matches. And it's not even always the toughest match. They lost an early season match last year where there were critical points, 2 critical points in set number 3 that if you handle that, the whole season is different. And it worked at a pretty high apex, but you could have gotten there early or stayed there and then worked on some other things. So I like the fact that, yes, self-scouting is important, being able to break it down and being honest about it and say, listen, here's what I saw. She has the eyes for it. Certainly, I accept it. Thank you. Tell me more.
And that's just so interesting coming to from the outside, because what did we hear all year, right, from Nebraska? I mean, really the last 2 years, where it's pretty much the same team 2 seasons ago as it was last season. Now there's some turnover heading into this season. It was the great leadership. The team was so tight, right? It's a bunch of young freshmen who get along with everyone. The senior leadership has been great. And I don't think that by these comments, Danny Busboom Kelly was knocking any players, any of the senior leaders, right? I don't think that this was her, going, behind the back of Merritt Beeson or Lex Rodriguez, for example. Oh, you weren't good enough leaders. That's why this broke down and this failed. But what I think it was Danny Busboom Kelly saying is, hey, as tight as you guys are, as much as you communicate, clearly there's another level we can reach, which is really hard for a team that, like you said, was 4 points away from 2 natties in the last couple of years. If there's another level for this team to reach, I mean, dang.
Well, nobody in college volleyball is as close to winning a national title as Nebraska. Penn State's there, standing there. Is that gettable? Closest proximity, Nebraska. And having players that do not have Penn State fear, they do not have Final Four fear. They need to figure out how to win 4 critical points in the Final Four and the Big Ten season. Those 4 points that can stop a run, could change momentum, or then that cosigns a run. 4 points. Fix things, small things. Big things happen when you fix small things. So if you tell me that, listen, our mission is that we need to get better at identifying what's in and what's out, that's a specialty that's going to add points to your season. Bravo.
When you think about Danny Busboom Kelly coming back in from the outside, let's just take her perspective as an outsider. When and where are some other moments where that new perspective you think could help this Nebraska team?
Film study. Film study is intelligence. It is shared IQ. Your ability to not assume, to assume that everybody sees the same thing. Also, different voice. Sometimes old coach and new coach could say the same thing. A new voice cleans the room. And it's necessary. There are times when, again, as a coach, I know that I can say the same thing that the parents have said. The new voice gives me power and authority that the parents may not lack, may not have. That's what happened. There's a new standard in the room for all things. For all things. And what you hope is that the returning star players don't lower any standard. That you're simply adding to. That Danny Busboom Kelly will come in and add to and get them to look, all the things that you do well, keep doing. We will keep focusing on those. We'll prioritize them. But there are things that we can improve on that will make this championship run better. Sometimes it's in determining that championship is all that we're doing. Like, we're going to play championship volleyball. Wow. Like that changes the room, especially coming from somebody walking in and going, you know what? Everybody in this room, we can win a national title. We should win a national title. That'll change that whole room just because it's a different voice, a respected voice. So, and then it's
in a hungry voice, who also has not won a natty yet.
Right. To know that and go, you know what? You're as good. This is the most talented team in the NCAA. They'd believe her. They'd believe her. You're better than Penn State. I thought you were better than Penn State last year. They're going to believe it. So the game changes for the better. New coaches, when done right, add to. Think Devaney, and then here comes Tom Osborne. You're familiar, and he has credential. But his ability to communicate differently and to clean up, guarantee you he had some things to clean up even though he was a part of the staff, right? Because there were things that just weren't important to Coach Devaney that would ultimately be different. And then the ability to adjust. Schemes, player development, player talent identification, all those are things in play. I think those are things that Danny Busboom Kelly will all do well. Then it's just, can you get the players to believe it and buy in?
Flip side then, where and when will Danny Busboom Kelly's status as an insider come into play and be to her benefit?
Player, coach, different scouting reports. Remember, last year's staff had the same scouting reports that they've had by the same people. There's a new eye in the sky. There's a new perspective. She's been in these battles with them in those gyms, and will think, you know what, maybe consider this. Being able to have the conversation with a player who's struggling. well, I can speak to when I was struggling at this level, at this thing.
Mm-hmm.
It is important.
At this place, even.
Well, at this place, and then the difference in having a woman coach. We haven't talked about it, but if we don't understand that maybe the difference between winning a national title and not would be having a woman have some of these discussions. It's just different. I've been around too many programs where the women's coach had an advantage that the men simply could not have. You can have women on staff, but being led by a woman in a woman's sport, listen, there's certain things that conversations that can be had, different emotions that are involved, different understanding. I think it shows up that way.
Well, that's what Tara Vanderveer and Pat Summitt versus Gino Auriemma and John Cook.
All
successful,
right? Not a slight, just different, and often better. Sometimes, and I think we all working from the belief that she's the right one, right? I'm not saying that all women coaches have an advantage in this, because that's just not true. Some of them are flawed in the same way. I just think from what we've seen and what we know, she's going to provide a family figure, a family feeling, a family vibe, but also being able to speak to women in a woman's voice and with women's verbiage. Listen, we all have moms. If she laced you up, it was different than when dad did, and sometimes it cut deeper. So yeah, I think in those spaces there'll be an opportunity for her to gain advantage, and I think it would be done because it's the right thing, not because it gains advantage.
Mm-hmm. That's certainly what it seems like from the outside looking in. And then to that point as well, you look at a coach like Rhonda Revelle, right? Like Heather Brinken in those same spaces. Nebraska's got some good ones in that role, DP.
I think
Amy Williams, throw her in the mix, obviously.
Yeah, I think that Nebraska has done a really good job of identifying what the leadership should be, right? And the value of that leadership in those spaces. I would say that this program is so highlighted and so amplified that nobody's walking into this unaware of what the responsibilities and standards are.
Mm-hmm.
You're walking in, you're not trying to scrape it and destroy it and demolition it and build it back up. Nope. This is a house on a hill that's a mansion with a pool, tennis courts, and the like. Great staff that's there. It's just not the best house in the neighborhood yet. Small changes, small fixes. You're not that far. You're one renovation away from being the best program in the neighborhood. That's the whole mission is, can you get over the hump, get from where you are? Don't take it down the hill. You don't have to knock walls down, but simply add to. I think it's the right thing, because hearing Rebecca Alec and Harper talk, knowing that they have 4 additional players who speak the same verbiage and same language, same fire, same passion, same boundary back in the locker room, gives me hope that they're going to hold each other accountable on and off the floor. And I think the off the floor aspect matters. It does.
Mm-hmm.
It does. Like it.
Well, Rebecca said as much. I mean, with all the stuff that she's involved in off the court, I mean, they've said that is a core tenet of who they are as a program, right? Not just an individual doing her own thing apart from the team. It's, hey, I'm going to set an example for the team that's in the culture of Nebraska volleyball.
I think that if the more we hear championship talk, the more championship work will be done. Don't shy away from saying it. We're about that championship.
Mm-hmm.
And every drill, every repetition, everything on the floor and off is about representing championship behavior. And you get to say that now. Like you've been in the Final Four. That's not it.
Mm-hmm.
They also know the sting of not doing a small thing well enough to win a national title. That's what moves the needle in these off seasons and training camps. You get to say to yourself, maybe if I'd done this drill better, maybe if I'd worked harder on my service return, maybe if I was a better server, could steal an ace, maybe not fatiguing as much in set number 3, any of those things. If you can have that conversation honestly and have people that hold you accountable to it, because I can say, hey, Austin, don't let me just get by. Push me. Like, demand that I give you what you're giving to me. And then holding each other accountable, it just, all of it fits. It feels connected in the right kind of way. It's not the false hype. This is, we're working. Like, we're working. We understand we're playing the game, but this is work. We're trying to win a national title.
It's going to be really interesting to see just how the vibe around North Stadium changes as well, with a new head coach in there and Danny Busby Kelly as well, because DP, we know how much oxygen Nebraska football takes up out of the conversation, deservedly so in a lot of ways. But also, I feel like volleyball for the last 10, 15 years, maybe even longer, has done a good job of setting the tone for fall sports. This is our standard. This is our expectation. This is what we're going to do. It's time for football to catch up to that, in terms of, living up to that standard. Wins and losses will come, right? You do little things well, like you just said. It just feels like, again, we think about like the Directors' Cup and how good the winter programs, have gotten in a lot of ways, and then spring programs take another step forward this year. It feels like you want to bash the fall programs. Well, why are you guys holding back the Directors' Cup? They're really not. It's just football takes up so much oxygen. We forget how fall sports really have been the tip of the spear for Nebraska.
Well, I think you could even highlight it more and say that women's sports was really pushing the needle when it came to that. I mean, listen, the women's sports, and I can think of gymnastics, bowling, volleyball, softball, track, gymnastics, even including Emma Spence, that where you have world-class talent and one of the 3 best athletes in that sport in the country here at Nebraska. Football's not that. You are not quite there. You are not in that space. It would be fantastic to have any player at any position be in the top 3 in the country here at Nebraska. And that's the thing. But then also to have the results, right? Thank goodness wrestling shows up and changes the conversation. 2 national champions, not just the first national championship since 2011, the first two. And you took on you took on the big dog and stared him in the face, and you were actually leading on the final day against Penn State, a team that hasn't lost in a decade. Okay, woof. What are we talking about? Right? You're good enough to win baseball's Big Ten championship. But can that become the standard and the expectation, the minimum acceptance? Getting to the tournament 2 years ago is not the same as winning in the tournament for basketball. It has to be said, and you have to hold people to it. That's when the standard changes. The oxygen in a room, I'm a member of the club that says, I'm not giving good oxygen to bad work. If we see the work amounts to us giving more oxygen to it, Nebraska fans don't have any problem feeding good Nebraska football. What the frustration comes is when you are just fanning the flames and getting no fire. That has been football far too long. You get a win, you are the reigning defending Pinstripe Bowl champions.
Hey, we saw that trophy in Vegas, by the way.
Well, I made a point to say that I'm going to address this football program as the reigning defending Pinstripe Bowl champions. They're a bowl championship team until they play themselves out of it. So don't play yourself out of it. But I will fan the flames of being a bowl champion. I just want to fan the flames of being a bigger bowl champion, a better bowl champion.
At least an Alamo Bowl champion.
Right. Like, well, I mean, being a Pinstripe Bowl champion is honorable because the other side of it is not good.
No.
But we want to celebrate winning and success and such. Well, let's win and have success. We will fan all the flame. We'll give you all the fire for winning, 8, 9, 10 games. That's a different conversation for different fire.
And that is going to be a conversation that we have with Lincoln Act in some sort of way outside this window this fall. Imagine they get there. Imagine the scenes outside this very window.
Yeah, we would.
Right there. What we see with 6 wins.
Yeah, win streak cam would be a different beast. But it starts early. It starts early. Look, I've said that I see no reason why this team isn't 3-0 when Michigan shows up. And I also don't see any reason why I can't start to fathom and dream of downtown Lincoln when they go 4-0 after beating a moreless Michigan team in Lincoln, Nebraska at Memorial Stadium. And then we can really start to dream, and we'll do it week by week and go, okay, we beat Michigan now. Let's not fumble the football
Against Michigan State.
Right. Let's not do what we've done.
Don't just beat Big Brother. Bring Little Brother too.
Right. Let's own Michigan. All right. So we're going to own Ohio. We're going to own Michigan. We're going to go through. That's the standard for volleyball. That's the standard for bowling. Like, oh no, they're going to be in the Big Four. Like we expect that. We expect now. Hopefully, we can expect that Big Ten tournament. We can pack the car and go to the tournament and expect Nebraska to win it.
Make it worth our while.
We've seen it. We've seen it 2 years in a row. No excuse now. No excuse. We've seen softball. We know how good Jordy Ball and this group is. We want to see how good they can be, and we'll fan the flames. That's all anybody's asking, is that football carry its fire.
Yeah. Be worth the coal. Be worth the oxygen. And we will see. We are 27 days away from kickoff. Don't forget, you can join 93.7 The Ticket down at Blur Events in Kansas City. Tailgate is on the main concourse of Kauffman Stadium starting at 3:30, go until 8. Capacity, though, is 2,000. So get your tickets today at blurevents.com/Kansas City. We'll be back. We got about half an hour more of Old School. Don't forget, we're flipping over to the stream.
Did you get a trivia answer?
We did not.
You did not get a trivia.
We did not. The first Pro Football Hall of Famer to play in Memorial Stadium. We'll give the Salt Ducks tickets away if someone gets the right answer on stream.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Since 1983, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs has been a trusted and reliable company in Lincoln and the surrounding areas. Fast Mike's handles all sides of construction projects, home renovations, or big cleanouts. With the perfect size dumpster to fit your needs, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs will haul it all. With same-day delivery in Lincoln, affordable rates, and top-notch service, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs make cleanup quick and easy. Call now at 402-450-6828 or visit us online at fastmikesrolloffs.com. Book your dumpster today. Fast Mike's Roll-Offs, cleanup made simple.
When only the best will do. Sartor Heyman Jewelers.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. Visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sartorheyman.com.
Sartor Heyman Jewelers.
At Schweezel Construction, safety isn't just a policy, it's a promise. Build with us. Work safe, go home proud. We're hiring skilled craftsmen, laborers, concrete workers, and steel erectors who value quality work and a team that has your back. on and off the job site. If you're ready to be part of a company where your safety and success come first, visit Schwizo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com and apply today. Schwizo Construction, 40 years strong and still building the future.
A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next opportunity? Nebco is hiring. They're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. They offer competitive wages, great benefits, service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Apply today at nebco.com. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for the Nebco shop. Learn more at nebco.com. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at nebco.com.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
Make bill paying a breeze with Text to Pay. LES texts you 1 week before your bill's due date. Just reply to the text to pay. It's that easy. Log into your account at les.com to sign up today.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
This is James Harrell with NP Dodge.
Back to old school with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back here on Old School, another half an hour. Thanks again for flipping over to stream with us. We do have one person with the correct answer, except Disc Golf Jake. You already won this week, so you are not allowed to win again. DP, did you see Disc Golf Jake's story on the text line?
No.
Let me read it for you. So
Okay.
He texted in yesterday. He said, just went to Wings and Rings to turn in my shootout with strict winnings. They let me trade it in for a gift card for a raffle at a tournament I'm running next week to support Be Brave Child Advocacy Center and added $25 to it. So thank you for hooking me up and in turn helping kiddos in our community who have experienced abuse.
Well done, kind sir. Well done. Well done.
Indeed. DP, you were going over Huskers in the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
So the answer to ask your question again, your original question.
Who was the first Pro Football Hall of Famer to play a game in Memorial Stadium?
So the answer is Red Grange, Illinois, 1924.
Before it was a Big Ten game.
1924. And that was the second time that the Huskers faced Red Grange. The first effort didn't go well for the Huskers. Red Grange dominated the game.
As he does.
Yeah. But this was in the final matchup in 1925, they held him without a touchdown, which is the first time it happened in his college career. But the Illinois won 9-6 in the previous meeting at Memorial Stadium. Red Grange, of course, touchdown pass from Grange to Charles Castle. Missed the PAT. The game remained tied to the final period, but Illinois kicked a game-winning field goal to win it 9-6. But then I spun the wheel because, it's Hall of Fame. And I did not know the number, and I certainly didn't know the name of Husker Hall of Famers. Huskers who are in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And it was not the number that I thought, nor were the names I would have selected.
The two most recent ones I think most Husker fans would get, that would be Will Shields and Mick Tingelhoff.
Yes.
Back in, 2015?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So before that, go to the name, right? There's a name that if you thought in that era, Hall of Fame, one of the greatest offensive linemen to ever do it, Bob Boomer Brown. That gives 3. There was a Husker in the inaugural Hall of Fame, Pro Football Hall of Fame class. Any idea who it is? Any idea?
Not off the top of my head.
I will help in this sort of way. He was, in fact, a first-team All-American. Started at Nebraska Wesleyan.
Oh.
Played halfback at Nebraska Wesleyan before transferring to the University of Nebraska, where he played halfback in the end positions. All-American, consensus first-team All-America his senior year. And at some point, in 1936, he was selected as the greatest player in Nebraska football history. From Blue Springs, Nebraska.
Blue Springs, you say?
Blue Springs, Nebraska. Played 9 years in the pros. Won professional championships in 6 of the 9 years.
Whoa.
Yeah. Compiled a 58-16 record as a head coach in the NFL.
Pretty good.
The best win percentage of any coach in the NFL with a minimum of 50 wins. And he won NFL championships with 3 different clubs. Baller, I tell you. Baller.
The baller from Blue Springs?
Baller from Blue Springs.
Whose name is?
Guy the Champion Chamberlain.
Okay.
Guy Chamberlain is, in fact, the holder of all of those stats. One as a player for the Canton Bulldogs, the Cleveland Bulldogs, the Frankfurt Yellow Jackets, the Chicago Cardinals. As a coach, he won for the Bulldogs and the Cardinals and the Yellow Jackets. Yeah. NFL champion 19. He was on, he talk about dynasty. 21, 22, 23, and 24.
Woo! Back to back.
Skipped a year, and then 1 and 26. Baller. NFL 1920s all-decade team. 4-time first-team All-Pro. So he's doing it as the first-team All-Pro while coaching the team. While coaching them. And then get moving.
Does that make him the best player coach in sports history?
That's as good. That's a real well, he had a better playing career than Phil Jackson.
I'm just saying, like guys that were at the same time, right? I mean, the player coach is
Bill Russell, Celtics.
Okay,
that was a run. Yeah,
Sure.
he was having fun. He was doing different stuff. Bill Russell was doing he was doing different deals.
Well,
do you know who the fifth and final Husker?
I at least knew the name Guy Chamberlain. Did not know that was his resume, but let's just assume that no, I do not know the fifth Husker Hall of Famer.
This is spectacular. And again, this is part of the beauty of this thing. Wow. Born in Table Rock, Nebraska. Table Rock, Nebraska.
Okay.
Tells you some things, right? Tells you some things right away. 6'2", 233 pounds. Graduated from McDonald High School. Played for Guy Chamberlain. Canton Bulldogs, Cleveland Bulldogs, Yellow Jackets, Chicago Bears. Played for the Bears through all that time. Was a coach at Nebraska 1934 to 1941. Offensive line coach during those years. Offensive line coach for the Dirty Bluebirds in Omaha. At Creighton in 1942. Career highlights, 4-time national champion. 22, 23, 24, and 33. 2-time first-team All-Pro, 1930, 1934. 3-time second-team All-Pro, 24, 28, 31. One of the 100 greatest Chicago Bear players ever.
Tells you he's not a quarterback.
One of the... a member of Sigma Alpha Epsilon fraternity at the University of Nebraska. Yeah. These are numbers, man.
You said this guy was born in Table Rock, Nebraska?
Table Rock, Nebraska.
That would be a 45-minute trip from Blue Springs, Nebraska, which would be, according to my handy-dandy Google machine, if you start in Table Rock, drive to Blue Springs, and then drive to Lincoln, it's going to take you an hour 44. So they grew up within 2 hours of Lincoln.
His time at
Hall of
Nebraska.
Famers.
His time at Nebraska. Played tackle at Nebraska.
For Guy Chamberlain, like you said.
Yep. He said, from the first day, I just loved the game, and we had some pretty good teams. The 1921 Nebraska team compiled a 7-1 record. Its only loss, a close fought game with Newt Rockney's Notre Dame national champions. He is, in fact, William Roy Link Lyman. Also known as Roy.
So we have the champ. We have Link. And what'd you say? Was Boomer Brown? Boomer Brown.
Boomer. Isn't that fantastic? That
Should have gone to Oklahoma. Glad he didn't.
Yeah. How about that? Right? Boomer Husker. Boomer Brown. Will Shields. Did Will Shields have a nickname? To your knowledge?
Will that boy good Shields?
That boy good.
I don't know if Will Shields actually had a nickname. I guess most people know him as Will Siobhan's dad, Shields, but that is disrespectful.
I don't know that. So, and here's the thing: of the group, Boomer's the only one that wasn't from. Do you know where Tingelhoff is from?
He's a Nebraska guy.
Lexington.
That's right.
Lexington. Went to Lexington High School. Undrafted in the NFL.
Woo,
Hall of Fame
undrafted
career.
Hall of Famer.
6'2", 235 pound center.
Mm-hmm.
NFL champion in 1969. 69, right? Who was that with?
Oh gosh. For some reason I can't get an image of the Vikings out of my head, but I don't think that's right.
4 losses for the Vikings. Says he's an NFL champion, 69.
69. I mean, talk about like Packers, Steelers.
This is why I was laughing, because it's the trick question. Because the Super Bowl that year was not the NFL championship. The Vikings were the NFL champions. The 69, the Raiders were
So in the Super Bowl, that was
Chiefs. The Chiefs were the American Football League champion. The Super Bowl champion was the Chiefs. The NFL champion was the Minnesota Vikings.
Wait. So 69, like we're talking 69 season or 69
This is
Super
what
Bowl?
it says. This is what it says. And again, this is why we go down the rabbit hole. So you can go through it. Yes, that is the 69 season, because at that point the Super Bowls were not being played in January of the following year. So he was the NFL. So when you say that the Vikings never won an NFL championship, it's not true. Vikings actually won an NFL championship.
They won an NFL championship, but not a Super Bowl.
Not a Super Bowl. Trick question. 5-time first team All-Pro, second team All-Pro 1 year, 6-time Pro Bowl, one of the 50 greatest Minnesota Vikings, made the 25th and 40th anniversary teams, Minnesota Vikings Ring of Honor, and a retired jersey, number 53. He had the NFL records for the most consecutive starts by an offensive lineman at 240 consecutive starts.
You want to go through the 50 greatest Vikings list while we have a minute?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, let's do this alphabetically here. They announced this in December of 2010. So know that might be updated with a guide down the list here or there. But alphabetically.
Yeah, second on the list changes it.
Grady Alderman, Jared Allen, Matt Burke, Matt Blair, Bill Brown, Joey Browner, Bobby Bryant, Anthony Carter, Chris Carter, Fred Cox, Dante Culpepper, Chris Dolman, Carl Eller, some guy, Chuck Foreman.
That dude.
Pretty good player, I've been told.
Yep.
John Gilliam, Bud Grant, Wally Hilgenberg, Steve Hutchinson, Tim Irwin, Steve Jordan. Jay's talked about him on Old School quite a bit. Tommy Kramer, Paul Krause, Gary Larson, Carl.
Do not blaspheme Paul Krause.
Paul Krause, my apologies. My apologies. I meant no disrespect.
Yeah.
Gary Larson, Carl Lee, Jim Marshall, Randall McDaniel, Keith Millard, Randy Moss, Dave Osborne, Alan Page, Adrian Peterson made that list. That would not have been very long into Adrian Peterson's career. John Randall, Ahmad Rashad, Ed Shirachman, Jeff Seaman, Robert Smith, Scott Studwell, Doug Sutherland, Fran Tarkenton, Henry Thomas. Here's Mick Tinglehoff, Stu Voigt, Gene Washington, Ed White, Sammy White, Kevin Williams, Antoine Winfield, Roy Winston, Ron Yeri, and Gary Zimmerman for your 50 greatest Vikings as of December 2010.
Yeah, some of those are stunning. It stuns me that Antoine Winfield is on this list. Also, I have love for Gene Washington, number 84, because there's a time when there were two Pro Bowl receivers named Gene Washington. One for the Vikings, one for the San Francisco 49ers. So it got confusing sometimes in figuring out what that was. Robert Smith, in his brief career, making the list, certainly plays into it. I'm a member of the Joe Cap. That Joe Cap should be on this list. Took them to, he was dominant. And Joe Cap, with a backfield of Dave Osborne and Bill Brown, it looked like they literally just came off the farm in overalls and played football. Like Bill Brown was bow-legged, kind of a bowling ball sort of guy. Osborne was a straight ahead downhill runner. And then they did a thing with Chuck Foreman. There was another runner who kind of came along and changed the way they were doing business. They had a ton of receivers. John Gilliam makes the list, but he cut his teeth in New Orleans. As a matter of fact, if anybody's ever asked you the question of who scored the first touchdown in Monday Night Football history, on the very first play,
he would be the answer.
John Gilliam returned the opening kickoff of Monday Night Football back for a touchdown. I'm pretty sure that's true. I'm pretty sure I'm remembering that correctly. That John Gilliam returned the opening kickoff of Monday Night Football. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was who that was. I could be wrong, but I think that's exactly what happened. For whatever reason, I remember that as truth. Paul Krause still has the interception record.
So what I am seeing is trying to find the actual broadcast itself. It was, at the very least, the very first play in New Orleans Saints history.
Yeah. Okay, so, that part.
Yeah.
There you go.
Which doesn't exactly dole the effect. I mean, the opening play of the entire franchise is a kickoff return touchdown.
Paul Krause had 81 interceptions in his career.
Not Paul Krause. Paul Krause.
Paul Krause. 81 interceptions. 16 seasons. Man.
It would have been a Sunday for John Gilliam. So.
Right. Get your thing on.
I'm just doing the research so we tell people the facts.
Yeah.
This will come up again for trivia, and I want to make sure that when this comes up for
100%.
trivia,
Yeah.
we know.
It literally the very first game on a Sunday, he returned the opening kickoff, and it went downhill quickly. It went down. The Saints were the reason why people wore brown bags over their heads.
He got touched once on that kickoff return. Kicker had an angle on him, took a really bad angle.
Mm-hmm.
And then looks like we had a linebacker, a fullback, just kind of give up halfway through the play.
I asked Jay this question if he knew who Harry Peter Grant Jr. was. And he didn't know. He said,
what are you doing, Bud?
But yeah, we're gonna go with Bud. We're not going through life as Harry Peter. We're not going through that name. There's a Bud. Yeah, we're going Bud. So that kind of explains the stoic face. He got tired of the jokes early.
Let's take our final break of Old School. We'll wrap it up after this.
MHC isn't new, just a new name. Mo's Moving is now Mo's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartments, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can also handle your commercial moves as well. There's never fees on trucks, stairs, elevators, long carry, and last-minute booking, and no trip or fuel charges. Also, no upcharge on weekends, and they do offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
We interrupt this commercial break for an important story.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Fuhrer's cheese spread. So he left it once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Fuhrer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2. Attention all Wings fans, Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O, or in Williamsburg Village.
Life changes, and sometimes that means changing where you call home. Whether you're downsizing, growing your family, relocating, or facing tough times, you shouldn't navigate it alone. I'm Laura Bonta-Bush with Woods Rose Realty, and I'm here to guide you with all your real estate needs. As wife of football coach Bill Bush, I understand the importance of teamwork and making sure you are supported every step of the way with honesty, integrity, and compassion. If you're looking for a game plan to buy or sell your home, text or call me at 402-525-0843. That's 402-525-0843.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
Hopefully you and I agree that you should do everything you can to save your marriage. Divorce is hard, expensive, and its outcome is usually not all you hope for. However, when doing everything has failed, when divorce remains as your last option, consider Cordell & Cordell as your first choice to help you through the divorce process to a better place on the other side. We've been a partner men can count on for more than 30 years. Let us be that partner for you.
The attorneys at Cordell & Cordell work to help men maximize their role in their children's lives. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Lincoln area attorneys, a partner men can count on. 402-858-3220. That's 402-858-3220. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Office in downtown Lincoln. 1221 N Street, Suite 801, Lincoln, Nebraska 68508.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are wrapping up Old School. You're probably on your way home or headed out to look for something to eat. We highly suggest that you hit up Liquid Asset Sports Bar and Grill. They got 23 beers on tap, a specific bar for high-end bourbon and spirits. They got 30 TVs showing Major League Baseball, NFL training camp, PGA golf, and more. They've got delicious wings. They've got handheld sandwiches, including turkey melts, the Liquid Gold hamburger, the Bull Market barbecue burger, and more. They also have a new chocolate chip cookie skillet for dessert. That's all at Liquid Asset Sports Bar and Grill, 2755 Jamie Lane. DP, you were just mentioning during the break, seems like our boy Harry Peter Grant, a.k.a. Bud, has a thing for the purple and yellow, potentially.
Yeah, he holds a grudge. I do want to kindly state that his official name was Harry Peter Grant Jr., which means that there's a Grant Sr., which makes him little Harry Peter Grant Jr.
Thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Dad. Oh, Dad, why do you do me so?
If you wanted a daughter, just try again.
That is spectacular, but that's not even the most interesting thing. Didn't know that Bud Grant was in the National Basketball Association. Not only so, was a member of the 1950 NBA final champions, the Minneapolis Lakers.
All right, Bud.
1950 NBA finals champions, Bud Grant, and then he went on to leave the NBA to play for the Eagles in the NFL, and then ended up his career with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers of the CFL.
Here is Bud Grant's path to the NBA championship. Won a first-place tiebreaker, beat the Rochester Royals, won the Central Division semis against the Chicago Stags, won the division finals versus the Fort Wayne Pistons, all 1-0, 2-0, 2-0, won the NBA semis versus the Anderson Packers, and they beat the Syracuse Nationals in the NBA finals 4-2.
Man, he had a thing, man. He was there. He was a University of Minnesota Golden Gopher.
And he was not the only one on that team, DP. Don Carlson was on that team. You also had Tony Jaros on that team from Minnesota as well.
That is spectacular business. That, three sport athlete in high school, two sports in. I played three. Nope. He along with Dave Winfield, all played football, baseball, basketball for the Golden Gophers, earning all Big Ten conference honors in football twice. How you like them apples, kind sir?
I like them. I think they taste pretty sweet. Good for Bud Grant.
Bud Grant, attaboy.
Legendary stuff.
Attaboy.
Well done. Well done.
Yes, sir.
Bud Grant. DP, appreciate it. It's been fun over the last few hours.
Thank you, kind sir.
Absolutely. We will be back here tomorrow for a little while. Normal Saturday lineup for you coming up on the ticket. But coming up next, it is not the corner three. Pulling the old switcheroo on you. Corner three will be tomorrow late morning. For now, though, Nick Stainert and I had some thoughts to get off our chest regarding the Chicago Cubs, the Kansas City Royals, and the Major League Baseball trading deadline. That's coming your way next. Baseball Corner on 93.7 The Ticket.